Cruise won't come out of the closet. Tom Cruise likes himself in my closet. Let's come out.
Mr. Cruz, come out of the closet. No. Come on, ridiculous. Mr. Cruz, you can't just stay in the closet. All right, you need to come out now.
What's going on?
Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet. Well, we can't leave you alone because you won't come out of the closet. It's been 4 hours now, and Tom Cruise still will not come out of the closet. Hundreds of onlookers have gathered here in hopes that the celebrity will finally give in. Tom Cruise, Park County Police, please come out of the closet. Everybody here just wants you to come out of the closet. Nobody's gonna be mad. Everything's gonna be alright. We're still not exactly sure why Tom Cruise is in the closet, but I'm being joined now by famous singer-songwriter R. Kelly. I was just standing here. Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. Asked myself, why won't Tom Cruise just come out the closet? But it has no answer. And so I pull out my gun. Tell me what Tom Cruise in the closet, or else I'm gonna shoot someone.
I just wish I could write my room, but Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet. Tom, it's Nicole. Tom, don't you think this has gone on long enough? It's time for you to come out of the closet.
I'm not in the closet.
Yes, you are, Tom. And you need to just end this and come out. I'm not going to think any differently of you. Katie's not going to think any differently of you. You don't need to be in that closet anymore, Tom.
I'm not in here, though.
Yes, you are.
I'm not in the closet.
Tom, you can't hide forever. Come out of the closet, Tom. You're not fooling anyone.
But I'm not here.
Charlie, you gotta come out. Oh my God. Okay, so like, if you don't come out, can I at least come in and talk to you?
Okay, but no trick.
No shit. Hey, good, man.
Yeah,
Hello? Hey, come out of there! Tom, it now appears that John Travolta is also in the closet, and he refuses to come out. Here with more details once again is R. Kelly.
I was just standing here. Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. Then John Travolta came out. John Travolta in the closet too. See, Tom Cruise and John Travolta come out of the closet. I calm myself down. And I pull out my gun. Tom Cruise and John Travolta come out of the closet. I'm gonna capture it.
We've just had an incredible development here, Mitch. Tom Cruise, John Travolta, and R. Kelly have all come out of the closet. We've just had an incredible development here, Mitch. Tom Cruise, John Travolta, and R. Kelly have all come out of the closet.
I was just standing here. Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. Asked myself, why won't Tom Cruise just come out the closet? Nobody has no answers. And so I pull out my gun. Tell me what Tom Cruise in the closet, or else I'm gonna shoot someone.
All right, folks, here we go. Here's the beginning of another crazy chat. We're going to go over Halloween spooky stuff for this one. So enjoy the music while we get there. And we will have exciting, fun, amazing things for all of you. I think we have an intro for almost everybody. Thank you for being here, The Pothole. Hello, and welcome. Thanks for stopping by. You're awesome to stop by on my puny-ass channel. Most of the times when we do stuff, I'm the link. There's
Paranoid fucking chemtrails
in the
skies.
sky.
Claiming Bill Gates had microchips in all the chicken
chicken
pies. Launching himself in his lawn chair. Proving the earth was flat. Microwaving his burritos. Now he only wears his tinfoil hat.
I need to make tinfoil hat merchandise. I think that's the next thing we need to do. We'll get that happening soon. So I am making a poll now. I realize I did not do that until just now, but we'll do that right now.
Berry and contrarian felt Dr. Tony was selling her lies. So to keep from getting that big bad flu, she sprinkled cat urine into her eyes. With garlic cloves in her nostrils and dryer sheets taped to her head. Berry and contrarian is now stinking up a hospital bed.
I'm just going to put it this way. We all know what Ouija means. I don't not need the next word. And then, of course, I'm only a little bit drunk. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, here we blow. We do have a poll right now. And before we get to that poll, thank you for the thumbs up. We are trying to raise money for our tour that we're doing from the in just those many days. So in a second, I'm going to post that just because we want to make sure we have enough food and gas for our tour. Yes, we're going to do all of these, but there may be times where we don't have everything food for. Although we should come back with profit, but being on tour, you never know when these things happen. So, I believe it's this one. I'm going to go ahead and post our GoFundMe. That's the money to do that. Without losing money. Most likely we are going to have money, but let's go on tour. This is one of the ways to have that. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to New Mexico and Arizona in a couple of days. Not so here you go. I will be doing for $5. We'll go ahead and do that list. If you would like to help donate to us to get more money, Cleaning is moving into a new place. I am trying to get to clean, but I still have a bunch of things to clean there. And we're moving in a new place. So, if you can help, that'd be amazing. But we are not what I'm saying. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll be quiet then.
She died of a COVID booster
Schitt that can use to reduce radiation. These are people in diseases.
which leads us to chemtrails. Scientists and governments are seeding the atmosphere, implementing biological warfare, population control, and geoengineering a race of superhuman geniuses.
Yes, and as this song does go on forever. We're just trying to slowly
in
here.
Extraterrestrial beings, age of Earth around 500,000 years ago, in order to mine gold. An already race of blood drinking, shape-shifting.
And I can turn up the volume just like that. And then hopefully more people can hear me. We're going to get on with it right about now. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of over the 21s of the ages, we're going to go ahead and start bringing on our people for this stream, which is completely insane for what we have to go over. So, of course, I have to do our lovely queen of our dungeon, and
she truly is a queen today.
And there we go. How are you doing, my love?
Hey, baby. Glad to finally be back. That's for damn sure.
Yes, we were all glad that you're back.
Things have been crazy, but everything's finally starting to look up, and so I'm here.
Thank you.
And of course, so is the pain in my ass that's all over me. Go lay down.
Yes, of course, for sure. So, we're getting everything situated for you to be doing stuff and things, and hopefully we get you into a place and all of that stuff, right, baby?
Yep, pepperoonies, absolutely. You know, because the quicker we get our place, and the quicker, you know, you get Slim, to me, the quicker you guys get that OnlyFans.
Exactly. So we're almost there.
Yep,
I'm glad that we have the queen close to being. Yes. I did have that somewhere, but I can't exactly remember where that I had for the who's and what's and the stuff and the things. But that's okay. Let's get back to here, and we will get to.
Stop misplacing things.
Yeah, I thought I had the things for one of our guests, but my brain can't seem to find that right now. It's okay. Let's get to one of our next guests. And
Mama!
Oh, Mama! And there is our
hello. Hi.
So much.
Glad you're so back, Queen. I'm glad you're better and things are looking up now.
Yeah, it definitely is. I've missed you all so much.
You too.
Yes. So we're glad everything's hopefully going on track to getting that to get us to her and things and stuff and me inside of her. Anyways, so Mama, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just messing with my computer being slow and had to reset it this morning. So
awesome.
Now I've got the joy of reinstalling everything and putting passwords back on everything again. And
of course,
seriously,
we totally know how that goes for sure.
Oh yeah.
So let's bring in our next guest with their intro.
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
And that is our brainless talking when he should
I hardly
probably
ever
not
That is so
be.
fitting for you, brainless.
I hardly ever talk.
Brainless, who are you trying to lie to?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Myself.
So,
I was gonna say, are you trying to convince us or yourself?
Myself.
yeah, exactly.
No, I know that I sometimes I talk
And of
too
course,
much.
somebody has to call me right now.
Of course.
Always.
Yeah. So how's
Jeez.
Slim doing?
Oh, I'm well. I am slowly recuperating from the weekend, and then there are a couple more people that are sending me gigs to work at. So things are slowly and steadily going along. So that is nice at least. I was totally trying to find the thing for one of our next guests. But you freaks keep posting so many things in the freaking VC gaming chat that I can't find anything anymore. God damn you
can
all.
search.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I'm an old man. I don't remember how to do that stuff.
Micro.
There we go.
Not everybody needs to know that. Come on. What happens backstage?
I know. I had to
stays
spray air
backstage.
freshener back there. It should be okay now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
I used about 5 cans of Glade. I think we're good.
Who was the one who found the thing for Vila with the stabby? If you could like bring that back up, then we totally can do that. Sure there.
Into Fizzy? I don't know.
And it was great, and I should have saved it in the right place, but I didn't at the time because there's so many things going on for me right now since it's the Halloween season that I'm confuzzled, and there's never mind. So here we're gonna do this for our next guest.
Oh, that was
clever girl.
And there is for our micro. How are you doing?
I'm good. I sent the Vila one in on Discord right now. And
okay. Thank you so much, because that's exactly what we needed to show. I need to cut it up a lot more, but I'm just going to show it this way, and then it will be cut up because I can.
Decided.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're gonna go ahead and play this for our next guest. And here we blow.
As a family. Vendetta for me, Papa.
Oh. And there we go. And so
that'll work for
is
now.
For our next guest, and that is our lovely Vila.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, so I'll cut it up a little bit more, and we'll make that as your intro soon. I was shown that this morning, and I didn't have enough time to make it into one yet. And then, of course, before we get on further into this, is we have to play this.
Wait a second. Are you a flat earther?
Always. That's always one of our intros for this, because it's so amazing that they put that in Bob's Burgers.
Yes.
All right. I don't know if I need a reboot. I just need to drink more alcohol. So if you want to put $5 into the PayPal, Slim will drink more of the bad vodka, and you're helping me and Queen get closer to each other, and or her moving into the new place, which I won't be able to get to for like half of a month, and I'm still trying to book gigs and trying to make it so that I'm working my ass off to make sure that the Queen is comfortable. So, yes, I've been hooking at a lot on the corner in the middle of the night just so that I can make money for her. Anyways.
I was going to say, you're kind of like Bender the Robot. You need to have alcohol to keep going, to keep functioning.
No, I'm trying. So cyborgs in the future are run off of alcohol because that's the cheaper version of gasoline, right?
Right. Mhm.
And so, yes, most of us cyborgs are running off of alcohol where you can just drink it and then it turns into the proteins to make the batteries run inside of us that we now have, which is a technology I can't talk about, because if I do, then the lizard people and the mole people will make me disappear, and I'm their
Right.
subservience. I'm here just to make sure they keep in line from the other line of the gods. That
Shut
are
up! Stop
Cap, I can't-
talking!
Yep. And yeah, I'm gonna get
There's so many
disappeared if I
levels
keep-
to the so many levels to our overlords right now.
Get yeeted from existence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's celebrate.
So,
Guilty.
in Minecraft,
Motherfucker guilty.
in Minecraft. So it's all in Minecraft. That's what we're talking about.
All I can really say is, if he was to disappear, at least I have already have possession of the
You s-
detachable penis. So
Yeah,
you
Yes,
know.
yes.
Although I don't know if that still works if I am transported to another dimension. That may not work anymore.
You mean it doesn't have a battery
I forget to
backup?
tell you that I upgraded it, and then now it's just rechargeable on its own. And
Oh, I
Right.
see. Okay.
I was going to say,
see.
didn't have
I
a battery
forgot about that.
backup at first, Queen, but you fixed that, right?
yeah,
so
I
now
have it
it's
so that
yeah.
the battery can be recharged with just a normal, charging port, little micro.
Right. Yep.
Queen
Exactly.
doesn't even need you anymore. She just needs the penis. She doesn't need
Well-
it. She just needs the
No,
detachable
I
penis.
still need my cyborg.
Yeah. No, but don't
Well,
throw
see,
away beauty.
remember that my hands are vibrating, and I
Right.
have the LED and the microchip
And don't forget that
and
split
the
tongue too. Just saying.
and
I
the-
mean,
yeah,
gotta have
split
that too.
tongue and-
Yeah, I absolutely need that split tongue still. So
and my anal cavity, and never
Right.
mind, let's keep going on. So if you have not already voted in the poll, if you have not stroked my poll yet or voted on my poll,
I do have my notebook, my pen and notebook ready to write down the results.
awesome, sweet, thank you, baby. What we're gonna do is what we normally do, only usually when my queen is on, and since my queen is here today, guess what we get to go over today? Can anybody guess?
Days in
It
history.
is the list of the holidays.
Of course.
We only go over those when my queen is here.
Yes. Because I tend to get crabby if we don't.
Exactly. So here we blow. Baby, do you want to read off the first couple?
Sure, if I can frickin' see. Okay, so birth of the Bob, okay. Observe the first day after the 8th new moon following Nowruz.
Is it
Oh,
Bob?
that clears it.
I think it's Bob, right? I think that's
Favor,
what the.
Bab. It's got that little.
It's got a little
thingy over the
accent.
A.
Yeah.
So I think that's more of an O sound. Am I incorrect?
I don't know.
Can anybody
I
please?
have no
Yeah.
frickin' idea.
So
I have
I'm
no
terrible
clue.
at English.
So Harry Warp says in the side chat, it's pronounced more like Bob. Like I said,
Bob. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you,
Oh.
Harry. All right. Next
Thank
one
you.
is Horseless Carriage Day, observed annually on October 26th. It doesn't
Let
say
me-
why though.
well, let's learn more about it.
Okay, let's see. Horseless. Go down a little bit more, please.
Sorry.
That's
sorry,
what. Yes.
honey.
She wants
Sorry,
you to go
honey.
down on her more. Just
Yes.
saying.
Horseless carriage is a transitional item used with emerging technology. An example of where a new item doesn't have something the old item had, similar to how a wireless telephone doesn't have a cord. Prior to the advent of mechanically powered carriages, they had been pulled by animals, usually horses. The horseless carriages that replaced them became the forerunners of motor cars or automobiles. Even though the horse was gone, the carriage retained many other characteristics of the horse-drawn carriage. And if Mama could take over, because I have to go feed a horse myself.
Hang on. Okay.
Sorry, I need to go feed a horse myself.
No problem. Horseless Carriage Day has been observed at least since 1982, being held on October 26th. It takes place then because the diary entry for the date in 1769 in James Boswell's biography of English writer Samuel Johnson, The Life of Samuel Johnson, recounts how Johnson had been told on that day about a recently invented machine that drove without horses, which was instead propelled by turning a handle that activated a spring.
Okay.
And it got the engine going, I guess.
Which made it in a machine. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So the machine that Johnson learned of might have been the one that was invented by Frenchman Nicolas Joseph Cugnot on 1769. Probably pronounced his last name wrong. Sorry.
No, I think you did it right. I think, but yeah, keep going.
Anyway, at the behest of a general, I'm not trying to pronounce that one name, of the French army, who asked him to build something that would carry cannons into battle. Okay. This, the world's first horseless vehicle, or vehicle moved without any other muscle, for that matter, was a dray or... Okay, whatever.
That's French as crap. But yeah.
Yeah, a type of delivery wagon that looked more like a tricycle than a car. Drays customarily were two-wheeled and pulled with a horse, but in this case, a wheel replaced the horse, and the machine was powered by steam. Cugnot's vehicle could drive for 10 or 15 minutes before having to rest to build up more steam.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, interesting. It's interesting.
Interesting.
So, and they go into the Model Ts down the line and stuff like that and how they,
So, and then the steam-powered vehicle became something that happened in the United States in the 1789s. So it was steam-powered.
Well, it says a patent was approved for one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were saying it was for locomotives, ships, and not vehicles, automobiles. Ooh, right. Kinky. So what they were talking about is like a spanking machine that was steam-powered.
Yes,
Never mind. We'll talk about that later. So it was steam-powered horseless carriages were being made, is what they're speaking about.
And eventually they turned into gasoline-powered ones, and everything just evolved to what we have now.
Yeah, and so there were steam-powered ones in the Englands in the 1820s. But yes, slowly they became electrical-powered and or gasoline-powered engines. So that's what they're speaking about us looking at for the Horseless Carriage Day. So they're just talking about like vehicles that were built that did not use the pulleys of animals. Let's put it that way.
Correct.
So the next one is Intersex Awareness Day. Does anybody on the panel want to delve into what intersex is, or should I look into it deeper? And
Micro, would you talk about this one? I think you're more knowledgeable than us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intersex is people who don't have XX or XY chromosomes. It is part of the queer community, so it's like it's not trans because
now, Micro, would that be like somebody that I know who was born with a penis and a vagina, one testicle and one ovary?
Almost.
Yeah, that person would be intersex.
But
intersex is what was originally referred to as a hermaphrodite. Am I right?
I was going to say hermaphrodites.
Yeah. Okay, that term is no longer used. It's defunct. It's more of a slur now, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's definitely. Intersex would be the new term that you would use for people that were born with both genitalia And
yeah, and it's not considered.
It's not
It's not a
contagious.
trans.
No? I'm sorry. I was being stupid.
Shut up!
I'm sorry.
Get him, Micro. Get him.
Keep going, Micro.
Spank him! Spank him!
No, he enjoys spanking. Don't spank.
Okay. Keep going, Micro.
Okay, no aftercare for you, Slim. No
Now who's
aftercare
doing
for
the
you.
bratty sub, Slim? Now
I
who's
know,
doing the
huh?
bratty sub?
No, no
bad sub. Naughty sub. No aftercare for you.
Okay, Michael, keep.
It's not a trans. It's not a trans identity. Identity of trans is about trans is about whether you identify with the gender you were assigned at birth, and it is possible that you, when you intersect, that you are born in, that you are assigned a gender, and then you identify with that. So then you wouldn't be trans, but you would still be intersect.
Right.
Yeah. Or you can, and of course you can be at that as intersex and assigned a gender, then you don't identify with that, and then you would be trans. So yeah.
Okay. And what are most modern societies doing with people that are born with both sexes?
Most, I don't know.
I know back they were doing, and having the parents enforce the gender they think is best for the child instead of what the child actually fucking wants.
Or
that's what I was gonna say was back in the 50s when the person that I know was born, it was up to the father.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right.
What they wanted the child to be.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, what they're trying to do, to the best of my knowledge, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, is they see what is the prominent gender, and then they try to go with that first. I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if there should be something being sewed up or somebody using something else just because they think that that's the.
Like in the mid to late 50s, that is what happened. Was if somebody was intersex and the father decided they wanted a boy, they would sew up the vagina.
Yeah. Nowadays, I think they try to do it more based on the more prevalent gender that the person may be.
I'm not so sure about that. Like, it's still a massive issue that the parents get to pick.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
The parents still get to pick what gender they want that child to be. And it's a big issue because it has caused depression and suicide.
Yeah,
because
I know.
These children are like, why the fuck do I feel this way?
Yeah, I know.
Let's not forget the experiment, the unethical, inhumane experiment run on the twin children. One of the children was born into sex, and they decided to have them raised as a boy instead of the female that they were meant to be.
Right.
Yeah. And they wanted two boys or something.
This child. They never told them. And they wanted to see if it was nature versus nurture when it came to gender. And all it did was fuck that poor child up.
I know.
So many issues.
All of the research that we have.
We know this is what happened.
I was going to say, isn't there a way for them to,
and they still do it to children. They still do it.
Well, see that's the problem, my queen, that happened back in the 70s and 80s is they were trying to do research by changing people's genders by, because they one may be male and the other one intersex. So they made the other one female just because they wanted to do a test. And that person grew up realizing that they did not feel comfortable in their own body and all these weird things happened. And then eventually what's even worse is they find out they were being experimented on.
Yeah.
How much of a mind fuck is that when you find out as a teen?
what I'm asking is, isn't there, with all this new medical technology and everything else, isn't there a way for them to test like
They should
somebody's chromosomes to see which one is more prevalent?
It is on a chromosomal level. That's how they become intersex.
There should be ways to do that, but are they doing
No, but like
it? I
when
don't
they're
know.
born, test
I
their
don't know.
DNA and see which one is more prevalent in.
Exactly.
That's what she's talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know,
or like
You
even
just
look
give
at the
the child
brainwaves.
hormone blockers and
hold
let
on.
the child figure it out.
And hold on,
Yeah.
really quick.
It's also about
Hold on,
identity.
And hold on, really quick. How scary is it to let somebody have both genitalia? Why is it scary to let somebody have a vagina and a
It
penis?
shouldn't be.
Right.
It's
It
so
shouldn't be.
it's so based around the parents. It is scary.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
based around
But
the parents having
you know how-
to do this and the parents having to do that. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
about
I
the
hear-
child.
I-
It's never about the child.
I hear you, but you know how much fun it would be is if we had way more people that had both genitalia and they grew up and they were being able to be adults and have it. Would there be? Do you think there would be a problem with that? Because that's my favorite type of person is somebody who has every genitalia.
Honestly, I think that would be the best thing to do.
So
And
why
then
so
when
up
they
with
get
something?
older, they go by whatever
exactly
They want to at that time.
as,
and then
as they start reaching
and
puberty too, their
and
bodies
then-
are going to start skewing one way or the other. Anyway.
Sure,
Well, no,
sure.
it will
And
skew
then- and
both
then-
ways. That's not
Will it?
how it works either.
Oh,
no.
Well, wait, hold on. Once they go through puberty, then maybe you get to choose at that point, right?
Well,
And
I
there's
think,
no-
they
like
get
I was
their
trying to say,
period,
give them hormone blockers. We know
Yeah.
they're safe. They have been
Yes.
so
They've been around for 100
tested
years.
because they
They've
give
been-
them to children with cancer.
Yeah,
We
and for
know
100
they're
years,
safe.
we
We
have
know the
testing
effects
about
they
them.
have.
But what I think, like, I honestly think that the one way, like, you know, wait until they hit puberty and like if they get their period, okay, they're a female.
But that's again, it's not
But
that
still-
easy.
No, it's still.
It isn't that clear cut when it comes to.
Well, yeah, that
intersex
is true because my
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
what we should just be doing is just
No,
not
and
choosing
no.
or
Could I just-
mutilating
could I
genitals.
Could I just say something about what Queen has said? Your son is, the difference is that your son is presumed, he can, like statistically speaking, he's most likely like XX, so female, but he's a man. There's a difference there. There's sex and there's gender. His gender is that he's a man.
Right. He was born biologically female, but his brain
Yeah.
waves are that
Yeah, so
of
he's-
a male.
Which is
Yeah, so he's
trans.
most likely not intersex.
Yeah,
And-
that's trans, not intersex.
Right. And one
Yeah.
thing I actually would like see if there's a way to find this out, because I've always wondered if the reason my son is trans could be because he absorbed his twin in the womb.
That is going way deeper than we
That's
need to
very
go
interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but
And-
I think like with intersex, I think I agree with Vila, like because like there's always the chance that you do not know how they identify
Exactly.
in the end. Like so why push one direction if you're not sure if that's the direction they're gonna go
Exactly.
in?
So
Like,
Quickly bring up
put it
what
on
Mark
pause.
said. I was born with Klinefelter syndrome XXY. I have always been male. I don't have female sexual organs. I do think more like a female than what most males do. Yeah,
Yes.
and the thing is with intersex is so you can have a fully functioning vagina.
Yes.
And when I say fully functional, I mean like you could have a fully functional ovaries, things
Female
like that,
reproductive
but
system.
also have a penis.
Exactly.
Then you can have things like you can have a fully functional penis, a vagina that works, but not have the other organs like the ovaries, the uterus, etc. You could have a vagina that then and a penis, but the urethra where you urinate from is in the penis, not the vagina, or the vagina, not the penis. It's not so simple as to say like, oh, wait to see if they get sperm or they get a period and then we know what they are. They could develop breasts but have a fully functioning penis when they hit
Yes.
puberty.
Yeah,
Like,
there's all kinds of mixtures.
Simple
And
and waiting for the child to grow to a point where they can say what they want is what's best for the child.
Of course.
But
Yeah,
the parents, it's not up to them.
There is just one thing that I think could be a problem with that, because like in school, if you have sports and stuff and you have to shower, that there could be some bullying going
But like
on.
American schools are the only schools that do that with the showering at school.
But the more that we naturalize it, and the more that we make that common, the less teasing that's going to go on. The more that we have more transgender or more people that are both sexes and or whatever, gender fluid or whatever, the less making fun of that's going to happen around the areas of that, because everybody and their mom is going to be that. You're going to say, oh, my cousin's that, oh, my mom's that, or I'm that, or this is that, and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, we need to get further onto this because we have not gotten anywhere close to these subjects. And we can once again,
for more interesting than Horseless Carriage Day.
Yes, and once again, we can do a whole
I'm going to write this down, and we can always
this.
come back to it later.
Yeah.
We can always come on each other.
It's a whole topic unto itself.
We can all come on each other later about this subject. Yes, and we would love to have Tia and some other people and Zoomy and things like that. Yeah,
Tia and Zoomy are not intersex. Tia and Zoomy are not intersex.
No. But the subject, it would be on different levels of.
That would be trans, not intersex.
Yes, but that's what I was getting at. Is the different
Intersex
versions.
is a medical condition.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at is the different versions of sexuality and having people on like that.
Neither of them are sexualities.
Not a sexuality.
Yeah, neither of them are sexualities.
Okay, genderology.
Trans and intersex are not sexualities.
Then genderology.
Yeah, well, one is
no,
you
queer
got sex,
identity.
you got gender, and you
They're
got
not-
sexuality.
They're
separate.
Intersex would be like a disability, and saying a fetish and disability, not even a fetish, like sexual attraction and disability, when you're talking about someone's sexual identity. Sexual identity isn't a disability, whereas intersex is a disability. It is a birth defect.
Mm-hmm. And queer identities.
Okay, let's.
All right,
what I was getting at is we would have more people in the subject to like put their.
We're probably getting the words wrong, but I think that the message is the same. So.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Let's just keep going, and we'll talk about this another day on a whole entire.
Because this is a very thing unto itself.
Figure that out in feces.
So, anyways, the next thing is Lung Health Day. So, don't smoke the cigarettes or the
don't smoke cigarettes.
And the next one is National Day of Deployed. So, I'm sorry if anybody in your family has been deployed into the military. Hopefully, they come back and they're sane. But I guess National Day of Deployed Infantry. National Mincemeat Day.
Ugh.
What's that?
It is a ground up type of meat. Hold on. Where is it gonna go this way?
What kind is it?
I don't know if it's meat. I think it's like dates and different things like that.
Oh yeah, that's mincemeat, like in mince pies. So it's like
yeah.
And so
raisins
it's a mixture
and currants, and it's got bits of like orange and clementine chunk in it, things like that.
Yeah.
I personally hate mince pies, So
I was gonna say, I just know it's gross.
So none of them really contain meats anymore. So it is mainly fruits and spices, from what it says, with using a spirit distilled such as brandy to make it. So it's this kind of weird, kind of like
Well, there's
cakey
not enough
thing.
damn brandy in there.
it used to have meat in it, and mince pies are like a Christmas thing. But one of the uber religious Christian kings in England said, like, man, you shouldn't be eating meat at Christmas, man. So they had to take the meat out, and it kind of stuck.
Yeah, that's actually a post that I just a post like that I
love the impression, Vila.
I'm the opposite.
On Instagram that said like that Jesus said you shouldn't eat meat on Fridays and Sundays and every religious day. So yeah.
There's so many stupid.
No meat at Christmas. Oh my God, people are gonna hate that.
Dude, there's so many fucking stupid ass rules.
Listen, if I can't have my ham at Christmas, I'm a crabby bitch.
No, dude, it doesn't make any sense.
I gotta have my ham and my turkey at that Christmas.
Sure. All of the holidays. I eat all the meats on the holidays.
Yep.
Anyways, next one is National Mule Day. So make sure you appreciate your mule.
Yeah.
If you have one of those.
Yeah. Appreciate your mules. Come on, man. How else are you gonna get those drugs at?
I was gonna say, even your drug mules.
No, wait.
Appreciate
Hold on.
them too.
Well, hold on. What a mule means nowadays in the Americas is how we stole the election. So appreciate your person who's gonna bring the Dropbox fucking mules across. It doesn't make any sense because remember, folks, ladies and gentlemen, the only way that a ballot can be accepted is if it's under the name of a U.S. citizen and their signature matches the fucking thing. How did they bring across a bunch of fake fucking shit for fucking nobodies to do nothing with nobodies? Illegals cannot vote. So your punk asses have no fucking standing on anything that just happened with that. If somebody did drop off a bunch of fucking ballots at a ballot box, you know what that means?
Yeah.
They most likely work for an old folks home or a hospital or a place where people cannot drop off their own ballots, and they collected them from a place and then took them to the ballot box and dropped them off legally. They literally can go do these things legally. There's no mules dropping off from foreign countries. Do you know what? Okay, I want to say that it was Trump 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He said, when you go to the Dominion voting machine and you put in your ballot, it reroutes it to go around the whole world before it changes it. And then it fucking changes it and makes it fucking different than you.
Yeah,
he said it goes around the world.
For whoever the government wants to win.
He said satellites change your votes in the Dominion voting machines.
Wait. If the government
communicate with the outside, what?
Why would a voting machine, if it was going to change your ballot, would it fucking go anywhere else other than a computer system changing it? It would be like a video game, right? In that machine.
It'd be in that machine only. Yeah.
But also like if you if they say like, oh, the government is controlling it, then why did not the current government win?
Why did Major Jigordy cunt whistle ass twat fucking make it in? If we were controlling, if the liberals were fucking controlling it, why did her? Why did Sarah Palin? Why did any of these other twat whistles fucking make it into anything? No, honey, that's not how this works. There are semi-legal things going on. The only thing
if
I have
that
to
was
say,
happening, Major Twat Gangrene would have never got in.
Exactly. If we were running it all,
I do know in California they tried to make it so illegal immigrants could vote, and a judge struck that down because constitutionally it's only U.S. citizens that can vote.
Exactly. Everybody who comes here from another country that legally has what's it called? Amnesty. Is amnesty the right thing?
Amnesty, yeah.
they still can't fucking vote. What the fuck are you talking about, you weird twats? Nobody is bringing people here to get people to vote for certain people. People come here and in 10 years legally get to vote, or their kids are here. And you know how long it takes for a kid to be able to vote? 18 years.
Yep.
Right.
What the fuck
So
are
I'm
you
pretty
talking
sure
about? That
they're supposed to be able to vote, and
all kinds of stupid shit has to go into place for us to steal the vote from Americans. It doesn't really make sense. The problem that we really have is
it's like flat earthers, no logic required.
no, of course,
Right.
of course it doesn't. That's why the Republicans and certain parts of the Americas want you to not have an education, because if you can count, if you can think logically, then you're not going to vote for their side. You're not going to vote for the rich getting richer, right?
Right.
But if your punk ass thinks that if you win the lottery, you're going to be a millionaire, which means that you need to only get 15% on your taxes, you're going to keep voting for that bullshit because you think one day you're going to get famous or rich.
The line
No,
voting
honey.
in the money is there for a reason. People vote in money for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So
they'll vote in who can give them the money, basically. Yeah.
Exactly. And then whoever is the constituent is going to push for whatever is they're getting paid for through whatever what. And that's how the world works. It is not people actually taking votes away from other people, but there is gerrymandering, and that's the other thing that screws us in the end, is they will make red places red and only vote in this, and they'll try to take blues out, or different vice versa. It doesn't matter. But gerrymandering is a major problem in the Americas right now, where they can actually look at the statistics of who's voting for what and make those the fucking red parts.
Yeah, they'll make the lines. They'll draw the lines. Yeah. Like a school attendance kind of. When you go to school, you have a school district. Kids within a certain boundary go to that school district. Same thing.
Yeah, and they do that against people of different races and things like that. And or what they do is they put in 1 or 2 drop boxes or 1 or 2 places to vote in certain rural areas that they know are that are blue. And again, it could be on the other side, sure, but it's gerrymandering that's a major problem in the Americas right now. It's because they just make it so that it's critiqued for certain people to kind of win, even though they're a Herschel Walker. And I'm anti-abortion, although I've had 8 of them and I have 12 kids by 12 ladies. But no, you need to do what I fucking tell you to do. Don't live the life I live. Live the life I tell you to live.
Do as I do, do as I say, not as I do. Yeah.
I actually think over here, everybody has to have a reasonable opportunity to vote.
That's what it should be.
So if like you said, like just putting in a rural area, just put one voting post, like that would be illegal, because
of
people
course it would
that
be.
In
the Americas,
and over here everything is much closer together even.
Right.
I believe it's by law that they have to make sure
and then
that you can, like, where my parents live. Over there, usually we have to vote in the elderly home, because that's in there, so the people that live there got easy access to it.
Exactly. That's where most of them used to be until the Trumpists came in, and then he made them go away in the old folks' homes because they wanted the old folks to travel miles to go vote in them. And yes, if you can't vote, I win. Exactly, Miss Parker. And that's what we're speaking about the idiocracy of this. Also, the newest thing that's happening recently, and Mama, I'm sure that you know about this, and I'm going to step away for just a millisecond once I bring this up, because I think you might have some information about this, is now they're having fucking masked men with guns sitting at fucking drop boxes.
I've heard this. I got on a guy that I follow on TikTok was mentioning that that they were confronted by men in masks and with guns and stuff. And I forget exactly what he said, but it was like, he's like, I'm here to vote. And it got to the point where he said the people that were there to vote had to band together because they were scared of these guys and go vote in a group and be kind of in a group. Obviously, you can't vote in the same booth, but kind of go in a group and then one at a time.
Like if there aren't people outside the voting booth, like you call.
Well, they're not outside the voting; they're outside the polling place.
Yeah, but still. Like,
but they're there to intimidate, and I forget what the guy said. He said to him,
"They're there to stop those goddamn legal immigrants going there and paying them vote."
But one woman told the guy that, "Oh, that's the constable." He's like, "I don't care who you are. I'm going to vote the way I want to vote. Thank you very much." And he was like, "Nope." But yeah, they intimidated and they had them all scared.
Yeah, but like, isn't that more than illegal? Intimidating
it depends. There was a time back in, when was it, 2008 or earlier, where the Black Panthers were doing that. They were going in front of polling places and intimidating people just by their mere presence.
See, and that was with Trump and the Trump people.
It wasn't Trump. This was before Trump. This has been happening before Trump, guys. Trump did not start all this shit.
I remember hearing about it
at
the time, I said.
So really quick, let's talk about the two Black Panthers that were standing outside of a polling place with no weapons and nothing that was being. Oh, one of them had a billy club on their side.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, they were actually standing.
Not the same then. That masked people hanging outside with guns.
Yeah. But
the intimidation factor is what people are getting at here.
Well, but I think they were in line. I think they were in line to vote. I don't think they were standing out there just to intimidate.
Yeah.
I think they were just standing in line to vote. They just were in the hat, the black sweater, what they wear normally, and the garb. No, these motherfuckers are standing out there 24 hours a day with obviously weapons, and they're sitting there with masks on and in lawn chairs sitting there.
That I can see happening from the Trump time. But there's always been somebody somewhere intimidating people in front of polling places.
So now that's what's happening with the midterms. We have 11 polling places right now that there are these gentlemen, people, because there's a group of women that are also doing this as well.
Yeah.
That are sitting around. Yeah. And they're watching these polling places.
The guys that do that are not gentlemen.
No, because they're coming up to people. There was one black gentleman with his wife in the car, pulled up, and he started to put one ballot in there, and 6 guys ran up on him and said, "You're fucking a mule. You're putting in all these things for the," and he goes, "I just put one ballot in, and my wife's in the car, and she's not even voting. I'm putting one ballot in for 2 people."
Right.
And they ran him off. So there's all this
it's basically just intimidating people, which is against the law. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. So we're hoping that these people will get prosecuted or we stop this, because they are totally trying to change the vote.
What I was getting at too with the Black Panther story I was talking about, this was pre-Obama or right around time Obama.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember what it was. It was some in some major city, and I guess the DOJ took up the case and then dropped it. Yeah, for some reason, and it was just
almost prosecuted.
But it was a group of Black Panthers that were outside a polling place, and people were feeling intimidated by them.
Yeah. Although they were in a black area and they were, in their neighborhood and
right.
Yeah, of course they were going to get intimidated.
I can't remember the whole story, but the way it was told was like people were like, "Dude, you're intimidating me with what." Yeah.
Thank you, Jasper, for putting that in this side. And if there's anybody who wants to join us to talk about this, that's in the side chat, and just message us on the Dissim Accords, and we will bring you in. We're going to, in the near future, be doing a whole thing about the subject we just talked about, for sure, and all the other subjects we talked about before. Because we haven't even.
You got too many subjects.
I know.
For all your streams, like you've got subjects for your streams up to 3,000, 5,500 or something like that.
At least, and talking about it later, and all of the other streams.
Thank you, Harry. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, New Black Panther Party. It was 2008.
Yeah, it was 2008. That's what I was thinking was 2008. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to our poll, and if I'm going to give you 20 seconds to vote again if you've not voted. But it looks like we're at Cursed Objects are 28, Colorado Urban Legends are 28, and then Halloween and Ouija board are 22. So we need at least 1 or 2 more votes, and then everybody say hello to 6 drops.
Up, people.
Hey, 6 drops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run and grab a beer just right quick, and then we will get to a subject in just a second. But let's see. I wanted to maybe play something in between. We'll see. Hold on. I should have something funny to play. Give me a second. Okay. I'm pretty sure I get like cut off for this, but it's okay. Just give me 1 second. Because
that's fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play it a little bit faster, and we'll see if we don't get, but I'm pretty sure we might. Anyways, here we blow with this while I go grab a beer.
Skits!
Hey, Skits.
You got a link on if you want to come up.
Yeah, Skits, can you get in? Missed you! You fucking cunt.
That was
way too fast.
We didn't hear any of it.
Yeah, way too fast and too quiet.
Yeah, I don't know if we can bring it up anymore, slam the volume or not.
But even if you can't bring the volume up, babe, just like slow it down.
Hold on. I want to do this right quick. Fuck it. Let's do this. Hold on. I'm going to go 1 point slower. We'll go slower. Well, let's go slower. Okay. We'll go to regular speed, and we will get copyright claimed from them. But here we blow.
Don't you think
Is that what you want?
What if I want it?
Is Satan hard as a rock?
They're taking the piss out of the original woman that did this, right?
Yes. Yeah. This is SNL.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Saturday Night Live, by the way.
Okay, because I've never seen
comedy
Saturday
show,
Night Live or what is it, Friday Night, whatever. I've never watched that. It's not a show.
Yeah, SNL is a comedy show that
they do skits and stuff. Yeah,
I've heard about it.
It's about real life issues that are going on.
Yeah.
And that's why we play these every once in a while, because they take the piss out of society or things that are going on around.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's keep blowing on. So these, there was a lady who went psychopath about Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh my God.
Because of these things that they're bringing up. And literally these things they're bringing up was real, but this is a parody. So, okay. All right, there we go with that.
They are fucking brilliant.
Son of a beach. Okay, so thank you all for all the thumbs up for the stream, and thank you all for being here and watching, and for voting in the poll.
Wait, did people like?
We need a breaker because guess what? Guess what motherfucking is? It's 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. God damn you!
It's a tie for everything.
Fine,
motherfucker.
So
in 20
Bravo.
How did okay, this is Illuminati. This is proof of the deep state.
Yeah,
right?
This is definitely deep state stuff right here.
Yeah.
Be honest, I actually feel like people are starting to just do it. Ooh, it changed.
So it's 29 evil Ouija board.
Okay.
29 Ouija board?
Yeah, and then the other 3 are 24.
Okay.
Jesus.
Son of a beach. I'm going to give it 10 more seconds. That's what I was trying to do.
Take the Ouija board off and just put a second poll up with just the 3.
I was going to say, do another poll.
Hang on.
Do a poll of that poll.
We'll do the Ouija board first, and then put a second poll up with just the other 3 on it.
No. Screw you hippies. I'm going to do whatever order I want to do after this.
It's his stream.
It's changing. It's changing.
Ah, son of a bitch. Now we have it even in
Micro,
another.
says
God
this
damn
obviously is
you
the best
all.
Slim stream because it's hump day. That's right. Hump day.
Son of a beach. So we need one more vote because, like, otherwise I'm going to do whatever.
The pole dances. I do.
Okay, so it is now
You all.
30% evil Ouija board. All right, so 27, 30 Ouija boards.
Yes.
Okay, Ouija board's
26
30.
cursed objects. Halloween and urban legends are 22.
Okay, screw you all. I am ending it right now.
There you go.
Or what is cursed objects?
26.
26.
Okay.
26.
And the other two are 21%, hun.
21? I thought it was 22. What the fuck?
22.
It changed. It changed when he closed it.
21 last second, but at least it didn't fuck with the other ones. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now we got assholes.
Because I'm all for fucking up the poll.
Evil Ouija
So it was
boards.
you doing it, Brainless.
No. I voted as soon as it was put up.
I did too.
I had to use my
was
free
grabbing my
soccer
work
chance
phone
to fucking
to
break
fucking-
the ties.
What kind of ties were you breaking? Oh, never mind. That's different.
I also
Okay,
put
so
the result in the
Ouija board is the first one, is what I heard.
Yes.
Yeah, Ouija board is
Yeah, I put it
first.
in. I put him in the. Oh, somebody else already put him in. Brainless did. So did I. In order.
Squeegee board.
Squeegee
Ouija.
board.
Squeegee. It's a squeegee board. Too bad Mango's not here. She could do our squeegee board voice. Laughter.
Totally. Okay, so the actual name of this stream is Ouija boards that have destroyed lives.
Ouija.
Is it Ouija?
Sure.
Yeah, Ouija.
Yeah, because it's
Sure.
we, French, German, Ouija. Yes, yes. French and German. There's no I in it.
Should I butcher the fuck out of it? A Ouija board. Never mind. That's Italian. That's not the
A
right.
Ouija board.
A Ouija
Luigi-
board.
It's a Luigi board.
That's a
Luigi board.
Brainless. What was that you
Damn
said?
it.
Well, ja is not German. That's Dutch.
No.
And it's ja.
Dutch.
Okay, so let's get through a couple of these for sure, and then we'll get through the
Shell
other
Magic's
ones.
story.
But
Now,
here
this
we
one
go.
is crazy. Referring to her best friends as M and L for the sake of the story goes as follows. At M's house, the gang was using a Ouija board and asked how the spirit died, to which it responded murder. When they asked the spirit for the details of the murder, it responded, not I. It also gave a name which the user couldn't remember and a date from the 1800s. Then the mood in the room just changed. The planchette was ripped out of the girl's hands and flew across the room. At that point, they put the box away and stopped playing with it. A week later, M's mother suddenly passed away from cancer. It was a total surprise as no one knew she was ill. Not long after, L's mom was hospitalized for having a severe drinking problem. And that same week, this user's mother had an emergency hysterectomy surgery. They claim the board must have had something to do with it, and ever since that night...
Their mother had a drinking problem and went to the hospital for drinking, but somehow the Ouija board a couple weeks before they used it had something to do with it.
Yeah,
Sure,
and
honey.
the woman died suddenly from cancer, though no one knew she was sick, though that's still
was-
actually normal with cancer, where people don't know they're sick until they deteriorate within weeks.
When did they say this was?
My one aunt, she had uterine cancer. And so they put her through all the chemo and everything like that, did the hysterectomy. They declared her cancer free. A week later, she died of brain cancer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and once again, when was this taking place? Not recent, right? Wasn't it like kind of old school, like not in the last 10 years? So anything before that, how would they actually like know or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have all the cures for everything. We don't know when things are, and they don't know how to test things in the right ways. So coincidence.
Again, the huge stereotyping of cancer where you're like, oh my gosh, you're so sick and you're this and you're that. Like, there are people that have cancer and don't know they have it until
of
they
course.
are
dead.
literally days away from death.
yeah, dead technically. Exactly. So, this is very, very sus as crap, and that's what we're going over. We're having fun with this, but I mean, we can all logically go, "Oh, cheese and rice. This may be a little bit weird on that," or really fast. And I know we're like far into this, but anyways, my best friend's mother was a witch from a long time ago. Her family was she was third generation witch. They had a Ouija board that was carved out of oak. I think it was oak, and it was branded, and it was carved, and like it was from like the 1960s or something like that we played on. You know, like that's a real fucking Ouija board. This bullshit, the ones they fucking sell at Fisher Price, are not. So if you don't have like a real actual like seance Ouija board, none of this crap
are the original Ouija original Ouija boards, because Hasbro invented the Ouija board. However, spirit boards are much older, predate, and like they are the things. So like she had a spirit board. It's old, like really old. Like they come from like the 1800s.
Are the ones the one that we had that was made out of oak and was carved and stuff didn't have the sun and the moon, and it didn't have the bottom things, and I don't think it had yes or no. It just had letters and numbers, and of course it didn't say Ouija board across the top. But I think the ones that we used was just
old school.
Yeah, and that's just letters and numbers, and that was the only thing it had on there.
They could be circular.
Yeah, and ours
as well. They are way better than the shitty Ouija boards, which was a rip-off that Hasbro did, because Hasbro are cocksuckers.
So the reason why the ABCs are in a circular pattern on this is because what you did is you took a log and you cut it, and you would make your ABCs along the ridges of the curvature of the wood that you were using from the tree that you were using, right? So that's why the curvature is there that they're mimicking, and the rest are straight numbers and other things at the bottom, because you use a wood from a tree, and you cut it either in a half or in quarters and made one of these things. Right? So that's why there's curvature for the A, B's, and C's, and not the 1, 2s, and 3s. Right?
But there's no curvature.
Ouija boards are flat. Ouija boards are flat.
Don't make me come over and beat the shit out of your ass, Brandon.
Well, it is a Donkey Appreciation Day, isn't it?
You know what I'm talking about. One of these days,
I am stepping away for 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
One of these days, I would love to ask my to get a photo of the Ouija board we used to use, and how it was like really traditional, or when it was old school, which is a what board, Vila?
Spirit board.
There we go. Sorry, it was not called a Ouija board back then. Yeah,
right.
Like Ouija board is quite literally an invention of Hasbro, and the legend goes they asked the board what it should be called, and it went to yes, and they're like, well, we can't just call it yes board, and they're like, what can we do to make it sound weird? And they came up with yes in French, ja, yes in ja, yes in German, so that's why it is.
It's a yes board.
Yes.
It's also yes in Swedish. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but even Germans pronounce it ja, not ja. So
really, it is.
So we're pronouncing that word all wrong then.
So really, it is a. Will you bend over and let me spank you with this board? Never mind.
So Harry Watt saying Elijah Bond invented the Ouija board in 1890 and granted rights to Kennard Novelty Company.
But it wasn't called a Ouija board at the time. It was still
I don't know
something else.
I'm looking at Smithsonian Magazine, and they have something saying in February of 1891, the first advertisements started appearing in papers, and it says the Ouija, the wonderful talking board. So I'm gonna click on that link and see if it shows that paper or what it shows.
Okay. And if you find anything that you would like to share, let's do it. But let's keep blowing on with this because we're trying to look up the scary times that people use the Ouija board and supposedly death and murder happened and stuff. Ooh, spooky. That's why we're doing this is our Halloween version.
Oh yeah.
The stuffs and the things, barbers is. So here we blow.
They've heard voices, footsteps, and seen dark shadows. It'd been 9 years, and the Reddit users still felt as if they were haunted.
Coming in at number 9 is the Mars Volta. Now, the Mars Volta was an American progressive rock band that were active from 2001 to 2012. The guitarist of the band, Omar, bought an antique Ouija board at a flea market in Jerusalem as a birthday gift for the lead singer of the band, Cedric. Now, the two started playing with the board in the tour bus after their shows, and they ended up contacting a spirit named Goliath. Its responses were innocent at first, but Omar got nervous since Goliath started making threatening demands, and Cedric was getting...
If that's what the Ouija board... No. They must have made their album look like this. This is not what the Ouija board looked like.
Right,
if this is what the Ouija board looked like...
They did it. They did that. They actually did that. Yeah, that's not how it looked.
No, totally. So... And even if it was the real one they were supposedly using, that's not proper.
More and more obsessed with contacting him. Omar ended up secretly burying the board, but that did nothing to stop Goliath.
We'll look at that in a second.
The band started being terrorized with mishaps and chaos after that point. Equipment started having severe problems. Omar's studio was wiped out in a freak flood. Their drummer quit, and Cedric suffered from a critical foot injury.
Oh my God, you mean a touring band decided to break up because they couldn't get their equipment to work?
Oh, that's a rarity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's never happened in the existence of fucking bands. No, not even through the 4 bands that I toured with. None of us broke up, and none of us got a big head, or none of our equipment broke, ever. No, that doesn't fucking happen. Anyways, god damn it.
All this happened in such a short period of...
It's so funny when people use bad luck to... make why things are going wrong in their lives. And it's like, no, honey, that's the way the world works. The world is an asshole. The universe sucks balls. It is trying to destroy you at all times. Go into the fucking jungle and see if you're going to survive. No, it's everything in the jungle is trying to kill you. That's how this universe works. Unfortunately, the Gi did not make it so that we survive easily, if there was one, right? It is all suffering and torture.
I was also going to say, Slim, we're also products of our choices.
And that
those
too.
Choices we make.
Sure.
And sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. And if they're bad, it must, some people think, oh, if they're bad, it must be the devil. If they're good, oh, God blessed me today. No, it's the choices you actually made in your mind.
Yeah.
Well, and look at all the evangelical white nationalists. They're like, I live in a trailer, and the reason why I ain't making nothing is because somebody else took my something from me doing this and blah blah blah. They're trying to take my gains and did it. And you're like, no, honey, you live in a trailer because you didn't work harder to live somewhere else or to do something else, and you married your sister. What do you think was going to happen, dummy? Go outside of your bloodline and go try to figure something out. People that have never left their fucking county are trying to tell people who are worldly how to live a worldly life. Bro, you've never had sex with more than one person. How are you to tell me that who's had sex over with 100 people and of different genders and different lifestyles that you're more worldly than me? No. I technically know more than you. Do I claim
they have
100%?
all their cousins and sisters, not just one of them.
Well, see, that's the problem too, and they get mad when I fuck their sisters and their mom and their grandma.
Well,
too.
They're very territorial, Slim.
Yeah,
and they're very territorial.
I understand, but when I come into town to tour and I fuck their whole family, they get mad at me for some reason.
You're just trying to introduce new blood into the family.
Well,
just saying.
Hopefully, and I dick them down better than they can. Sorry, it's not my fault I'm fucking big.
Slim. Sorry. Yes. I just found this on the Smithsonian thing that Gloverman mentioned. It does say here. Contrary to popular belief, Ouija is not a combination of French for yes and German.
Okay.
Murch says, based on his research, it was Bond's sister-in-law, Helen Peters, who was, Bond said, a strong medium who supplied the now instantly recognizable handle. Sitting around the table, they asked the board what they should call it. The name Ouija came through. And they asked what that meant. The board replied, good luck. Which we know it doesn't at all.
Yeah, that was one of the stories I saw too. And I was telling them it said something about ancient Egyptian.
Cryptic, but for the fact that Peters acknowledged that she was wearing a locket bearing the picture of a woman, the name Ouija above her head.
Okay, I've heard
the story that emerged from the Ouija found as letters. It's very possible that the woman in the locket was famous author and popular women's rights activist Ouida, Ouida, whom Peters admired, and that Ouija was just a misreading of that. However, it also doesn't state where they've got this from and anything else. And the fact that, again, Ouija doesn't mean good luck. So,
well, maybe it means good luck and demon.
Well, cheese and rice. Once again, it used to be a spirit board until the corporations decided they wanted to make something into something, and they turned it into something that sounded. What they really wanted to do, honestly, is they wanted to sound it foreign. They wanted to sound it exotic. They wanted to sound it kinky. They wanted to make it so
at the time,
it was like
the spiritualist boom.
Yeah, exactly.
In France.
In the 1980s, right?
It was a bit before. The Ouija board was first patented then, but so the spiritualist boom came from France, and it came over then from France to America. And if you think, we're talking about an era where life expectancies were very short and the Civil War had finished, right?
Well,
so many people lost loved ones, and there weren't always bodies. When people got this idea that they could talk with the dead, it exploded. And
of course.
Was something anyone could make at home.
Spiritualist,
if you had paper, you could just write the alphabet on paper.
Yeah, you could make it yourself.
It was open to anyone.
Artists
start making these things and saying, we can talk to the dead. We'll charge you to talk to your dead husband.
Okay. So Vila, really quick, and spirit boards became a thing, but the easiest ways to do any of that fun stuff, god damn it, is there was tea leaf reading, there was scrying through crystals and through different other things that made things move, and then also god damn it. The pieces of metal they used to put in between their things.
Dowsing rods.
There we go. Those things, and then a handful of other things. People were getting very, very tricked into believing these things were something.
Right.
But I have. Thank you, Harry. Exactly. I actually was taught on how to use all of those things to fortune tell. I know how to do cold readings. I know how to do hot readings. I know how to use tarot cards. I know all the things.
Palm reading.
Palms, testicle and vagina readings. I mean, if you can get people to take off their pants and you can look at their genitalia, I mean, I can tell you if you got syphilis or not.
The lumps on your head too.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you by looking at your anus if you got anal warts. Anyway,
bleached.
It's mental though. Like back then, this was not considered satanic or bad.
No.
It was considered
Chronology.
Like a
Thank you, Harry.
parlor game.
Chronology.
Right, it was.
Do and like we're talking about the era where death became big money.
Yeah.
Right. Not just because we have the Civil Wars ended over there and that, but we're talking about like the industrialization of funerals. And people found money in death.
And hold on, Vila, real quick. The other thing there were different diseases, cholera and other diseases that hit different towns. So you had a mass extinction of different children, teenagers, preteens,
families
and then
were probably
adults.
wiped out. Yeah,
It got so bad in that era that a lot of people stopped wearing black.
Yeah,
because otherwise they will be wearing black non-stop
every day
for years, because there was always a death of someone.
Okay,
and they stopped wearing black for like a good 20 years in Southern America because of the Civil War and all the diseases and shit. It's like
yeah. Okay, so let's keep blowing on. Let's keep blowing on the Ouija boards. And that was the thing where the next time that black became a trend is in the goth industry. Never mind. We'll keep going on with this.
That's a whole different
thing. The goths. Yeah.
Time, and it all happened after Omar got rid of the Ouija board, that he was convinced that these things were happening because of Goliath. And boy, you are not wrong.
Now at 8, a story by an anonymous person titled If You Play With Fire. This one is short and sweet as well, yet absolutely terrifying. And for the sake of context, we'll name her Jessica. 10 out of 10, a life is ruined here. So our friend Jessica here played with the Ouija board, not thinking much of it, getting dark and scary replies from names she didn't know. One claimed to be Jessica's uncle, but she didn't think much of it. Jessica would play with the homemade Ouija board quite regularly, and a few weeks later, things got weird. Out one night at a club, Jessica claims she ran into an old friend she hadn't seen in 2 years, and he told her he's got something weird to tell her.
Instead of it being the night before, it had to be a couple weeks after. Like, the timelines of these things are very sketchy because it doesn't make sense why they're unless the entity or deity says in 2 weeks, blah blah blah. Right. And once again, supposedly, if these deities or entities know the beginning or the end of time and or the in-betweens of stuff, they'd be able to give you something that could like prove
more detailed.
Exactly. Like, this is going to happen in the news in your town tomorrow. And then I'm going to tell you something. And if those happened in a row, I could believe in something.
Right.
You know, if the Jesus or the Gi or a couple other of deities came and said certain things and let us all know at one point in time, and or gave me or other people certain like secret knowledge because we were priests or we were chosen, there would be a procession of us knowing that information, and then we could prove it to other people to not be false prophets. But so far, that really hasn't happened, especially with the Q and stuff. There's nothing that they've said that has actually come to fruition. But still, 23% of the fucking United States believes in QAnon.
Quote, I went to see a reader. She told me that she had a message for a friend of mine, a woman. She said your name. She told me to tell you to stop playing with the Ouija board because you are going to get burnt. Does that make sense to you? End quote. Following the incident, Jessica claims to have never touched the board again and is permanently scarred.
Filling anonymous avatar is recess. This was shared by Patrick Sardi on Facebook, who said when his son was in grade 4, he came home excited because he and his friends were playing with a Ouija board at recess. Well, the hell? I feel like I didn't even know what a Ouija board was in that grade. I barely was even human at that point. How was he playing with a Ouija board? Either way, the son shared that he and his friends were talking to a 13-year-old boy who had apparently been alive during the Civil War. Now, Patty.
See, the first time that I heard of a Ouija board, I thought it said an orgy board, and I was like, yes, please.
Yeah. That's why you need a bunch of people to do it.
That was like everybody jump on to this. Yeah, no, take off your clothes. It's kind of like what's the thing where you put your hands on different color things, or you do the
twister.
Yeah, I thought it was a orgy twister game is what I thought it was.
He was wary about the situation but brushed it off as nothing really serious. However, a few days later, her son had played again and came back to tell her that the spirit was telling them that they should join him and that they could all be friends. That's when Patty was like, oh, hell no. That's when Patty was like, enough is enough.
And that's the first time he got pegged. Oh.
Sweet Pete, enough is enough. And called the school and was like, nah, it's not on. Take that Ouija board away. These boys aren't playing with it anymore. and so they didn't. Now, number 6 is the girl. This one comes from 29-year-old Glenn from Pennsylvania, who said he used to communicate with an unknown entity quite a bit in his home. One time he saw a full-body apparition of a little girl wearing peasant-like clothing from another era. The girl was smiling before she started screaming, and then crying, and then vanished into thin air. Intrigued as hell, Glenn did some research and actually asked his neighbors, who were also historians,
That's what
if they knew
happens every
anything.
time I
Turned out there used to be a
masturbate.
10-year-old girl
Never
who lived in
mind.
his house in the late 1800s. They
Things
described her,
aren't
and it was
there.
exactly the ghost he had seen. Annalise had died just 2
A girl,
So-
not saying young, but a girl. Never
So
mind.
let
Never
me
mind.
get this straight.
Yes.
His name, he doesn't peasant clothes from the past. That's very broad anyway. But
Very
his
broad.
Very
neighbors
broad.
Very vague.
happen to be historians that just happen to know exactly who lived there
Uh-huh.
a decade, like a century ago.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's yeah.
Yeah.
But that
It's
doesn't
very-
make no. That's
No, of
not
course
how
not.
that sort of thing happens. Like,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. You could
It's-
have a
it-
neighbor that is somewhat into history. I'm into fucking history,
Of course.
but
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to know. Oh yeah, the next door neighbors. Yeah, 100 years ago, this was there, that was there, blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah, you,
Yeah,
you
no,
would,
you
but
can't
after
know.
researching it for quite a while, not just all of a
yeah, and
sudden.
also, I'm
And
sorry.
how
Yeah.
horrible were documentations of shit fucking
Back then.
100 years ago.
Really
Yeah.
Let's just say 100 years ago. Yeah, no, horrible.
Like-
So again, it's a lot of correlation for nothing, and it's like a lot of hearsay and
Mhm.
or wives' tales that are be putting into
Yeah,
something.
You
and
know
also,
what?
like-
I'd love to know what he thinks fucking peasant clothes are for 100 years
Right,
ago. What he
right.
actually described them as. Because you know what? I bet he's fucking wrong. And whatever
Yeah,
he
of course
says
not. Yeah.
is actually probably something from like the
Yeah.
Middle Ages.
Right, and let's remember, 100
Yes.
years ago, it was in the 1920s, 1910s,
Everybody was
whenever.
everybody. Let's just put it this way: at some point in time, when he may think that it was peasant clothes, everybody was covered in soot. Because what did you fucking have in everything? Gas-powered thingy-mabobbers and or candles. So everybody was covered in soot. So you may be in this
I mean,
pretty little
no.
dress.
No, they were actually rather clean then.
Okay, but there was a point in time where a lot of people were covered in soot, even if they were in good clothing, right? In the coal era and blah blah blah. So he doesn't know what era is when they look like what. That's not how this works.
Yeah, and also, like, if it was a peasant girl, there would not have been much record of that girl.
True.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
If it was
nobody
like
would know about them.
from a prominent family, then yes, then you could probably find out who lived there. But like,
I
not
mean,
the peasant girl.
when he says peasant, he likely means not rich, as in she's not
True.
wearing very grandiose clothes. But if she's a child, they wouldn't anyway,
would-
unless we're
Yeah,
talking about, okay, general rule of thumb, the lighter the color, the wealthier they are, right? If you wear white, you're extremely rich, because to keep white clothes white back then was
Takes a
so
lot.
Really hard.
difficult that
Uh-huh.
most people didn't. Poorer people
God,
wore
even
darker
nowadays it's
colours.
difficult
Yeah.
to
Oh,
keep
God,
them
yeah.
white.
Yeah.
Like poorer people wore darker colors
Mhm.
because they were just multifunctional. But there are certain eras where the only way to tell the difference between wealthy and poor isn't the actual cut of the dress. It's the fabric the dress is made of. And I don't believe some random man looking at a ghost will be able to see whether they're wearing like fucking coarse wool or
not. Yeah.
silk.
Right.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm sorry. No.
Yeah,
like,
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna skip a lot ahead into the last couple, and then we'll get to the other
'Cause
subjects. 'cause
These
we're-
honestly are just a lot of anecdotes.
yeah,
Things you
and-
can't really verify.
lots
you
of
know?
anecdotes and
A
that
lot of
sort
hearsay.
bullshit, which obviously
Yep.
it goes some paranormal shit anyway. It's all going to be bullshit and anecdotes, whatever. But
And
at
what I
least make your stories believable, please.
And what I have to say about this is grounds, and I do not go by that name that you're talking. Never mind. Disdained and yeah, there's never mind.
So we're gonna see a box
Ancient
fort any
spirit.
minute now, Slim.
We're gonna see a sovereign citizen. There's gonna be a sovereign citizen ghost. He's gonna say it's my right to travel as a ghost.
Not anymore.
This one comes from Reddit as a tester before. They said her and her friend met a female spirit through their Ouija board that claimed she was 40 years old when she died. She was born in 91 BC and spoke a now dead language, so the user and her friend could only ask yes or no questions. Turns out the way she died was absolutely
That's not
horrible.
how that works.
Her own mother poisoned her and she had no idea why. The users then asked if that was all she wanted to share with them, and it was. Yes, when you've been holding on to something like that for so long, you're just good with telling anyone who's willing to listen. Now at number 6 is the man. So this story was shared by Vince from Delaware, who said this happened when he was little. His friends had peer pressured him into playing with a Ouija board, but being a kid, he didn't really expect anything major to happen with it. Vince, young, naive, little Vince, you have no idea what's coming. After they started playing, the lights started flickering within 2 minutes, and the air around them grew incredibly cold. They had apparently contacted.
That you would be more likely to believe that something would happen if you're little. It would be
right.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
You're more open to suggestion when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is how many of us have siblings that didn't fuck with them, right?
Yeah.
So,
especially
older
siblings.
My sister so badly all the time.
I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of 3. Yes, 2 of them are steps, but. You know how many times I fucked with all my fucking younger siblings?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have never made my younger siblings believe that there was a ghost in our house that was going to kill them in their sleep.
No, never. Never.
I tell you what, I never made my older sister believe that there is an island off the coast of Turkey called Kebabi, and that's where we get kebabs from, and that they're made from the meat of an animal called kebaba, and they speak Kebabish, and that the men that work in kebab shops are not Turkish, they're Kebabish. And she believed me. She was 23.
Oh my god!
I don't know what to say to that, Bila.
To springboard off of that bull crap, exactly. When you are dealing with your siblings are fucking with you the whole time until you grow up, and even to then. You should know when they are or when they aren't fucking with you. But at this point in time, if you're a teenager or under a preteen,
when their dick is inside of you, they're fucking with you.
But not siblings. Although mine were step. But anyways, no. But when you're a child and you have siblings and or step and or half or whatever the fuck. It is my job to be the oldest to mess with your brain. Like I don't know why it is 100%, but it is my job to fuck with you so that you understand reality eventually. Because what most of us do end up achieving is letting you know we fucked with you, right? For a while, you're like, oh my god, the Easter Bunny's real, and then eventually, after you leading them on through certain circumstances, you go, no, I'm just fucking with you. Duh. Like, no, of course this isn't real. Or aliens aren't or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a learning process you go through. Unless people like this do not ever let you know that they've been fucking with you. And that's the problem with, in our culture, with the Easter Bunny and with I want to say Satan, but it was Santa and other things, fairies and other things.
Santa Claus isn't real?
Satan Claus isn't real.
Satan Claus. No, at some point in time, somebody has to let you know certain things are fake.
Let's just say there are things you tell your kids when they're kids,
and
they
then
go
you
up
tell
and
them,
realize they're not real. They don't sit there and slam you for lying to them. They're like, okay,
no,
you know.
You say that this is happening for a reason. We did this as a joke or to get you to evolve into something or to bring you into something, you know, through this process or understanding, right? So, let's keep blowing on. Otherwise, I have to say this real. Slim has never fucked with me, only fucked me. Yes, Micro. Okay, so let's keep blowing
Tapped the spirit of a Russian man named Orlov who had apparently been murdered. He never told them how he was killed, but after that night, Vince would have recurring nightmares about the scene of a murder that he clearly had never seen or even known about. 2 decades later, he still gets those dreams sometimes. Orlov was like, why tell you when I can show you for the rest of your life? Good luck, Vince. I feel like that is a bit.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
That makes no sense either.
That is just being led on, or your brain wants to keep latching on to something that keeps going with that. So
you were told that there was a murder, and your brain had to fill in the gaps. Like there was a question.
Yeah.
So your brain thought of what a murder scene would look like, could look like. And then because it was something scary,
and then your subconscious just ran with it.
Yeah, like exactly. You're a kid, of course it went crazy. Like, come on.
It's just like the first time I heard about orgies, and I thought, oh, this is so great, until you realize it's just going to be a bunch of fat men around a bunch of hot girls, and you're like, never mind, I don't want to do this anymore. Anyways,
hey, Slim, you enjoyed it when I was there. Okay,
well, that was that one time. You know
the kid enjoys something one time, you know.
Yeah.
Now at number 5 is the nuisance. This one's from Jeanette K, who said this happened to her when she was 11 years old. Now, Jeanette's sister and 2 friends decided to play with a homemade Ouija board while she was doing homework in the next room. A few minutes go by and she sees this person walk by the kitchen, but it wasn't a person. It was a solid black shadow of a man, and he had made no sounds or footsteps. She brushed it off as her just...
So what would we call that? A hallucination.
Yeah.
If you saw something...
Trick of the eye. I've genuinely multiple times thought I was seeing a shadow in the house of a person, and double take, and I'm like, no, there's nothing there. Like, it's just a random, like your brain sees a thing at the corner of your eye.
Yes, I was going to say that it's always in your peripheral vision, isn't it?
It's always in your peripheral.
Totally. It's just nothing. There's nothing there, but your brain perceived a slight movement or something, and it's gone into be alert. It's our old lizard brain or whatever the fuck it's called, being like, oh shit, there may be a predator there, be careful.
Exactly.
Like there's one thing that I find quite surprising with this, or surprising, like that is quite telling. At what ages did all these stories happen?
Interesting.
They're all young.
When they were kids.
Sure. I do. We do have examples as adult having this happen as well. But you're right. Most of the time it is. But the way that I have a first eyeball example of this was, once again, I've been clean for a long time off of drugs. But when I was dealing a lot of drugs, I was awake for multiple days straight. And I was screwed up on meth. And one of the first things that I had happen to me when I was trying to not be alive anymore, I was trying to Minecraft myself away. I did so much at one point in time that I began having conversations with my family. And every time I blinked my eyes, my family members would disappear, and then I kept talking to different family members and having full conversations. A day later, after doing this, which was on my 4th day, I began seeing demons out of the corner of my eyes. And I literally was grabbing weapons to try to fight demons that I saw out of the corner of my eyes. And as soon as I looked at them, they were gone. And I literally was seeing the apparitions of these things.
Yeah.
God, I don't. So
that makes sense. No sleep like that. And you said you were on drugs too?
Yeah, of course. It was called meth.
And no sleep. That's gonna make your brain do all kinds of weird crap.
Yeah, it's called methamphetamine psychosis, is what it's called. There's actually a name for it, and So I was going through the insanity of being up for so many days, and which was causing ghost figures, which was causing me to see things that were not being there, that were out of the corner of my eyes, and or my brain was processing stuff that was not there technically. So anyways, let's blow on. So there's multiple ways to do this, especially if you're a teenager. Let's go through one more, and then we'll get to the next subject that we're going to get into.
Just seeing things, but then her little brother was like, "Did you just see that shadow too?" So now
Yeah,
she's like,
see,
"Damn
the
it, it was
shadow
definitely
demons is
real."
what
Their
we
sister
called
and her
them.
friends came in at that moment saying they stopped playing because the spirit had left. And I mean, she wasn't wrong. It did leave the game, but it didn't leave their lives. It started haunting them at home, opening and closing doors at any given time of the day, loud footsteps when no one else was home, random cold spots throughout.
And then when I was younger, I actually used to exorcise people's houses from demons. And what we would do is we would find out that their open window and an open door would cause a breeze, or there were other things that were together that made certain things happen that they thought was an ghost experience. And we would actually fix those things, like tighten up bolts or hinges on different doors and things like that, so they wouldn't make noises anymore, or we just did things to so. And then we're like, we exercised your house, and literally
Sorry.
So I literally just did things to make their house like actually better, and that's all that I did.
No, I saw.
People don't realize a door that's hung flush will open.
I sort of did something like that. Like, so when I was in the nut house, a girl got dropped off there. I say girl, she, at the time, I would have been like 22.
Yeah.
She was like 28.
Okay.
For some reason, she thought she could go there, stay there 2-3 days and be cured.
Okay.
And despite it being like a lot of group therapy, whenever we went to group, she was like, well, why is everyone else talking? It's like, what? And it's like, I'm meant to get help here. Like, she had no clue how it worked. It wasn't that she was like a bitch. Her mum had told her that she was going there to get all this done, and she was freaking out because her mum couldn't afford to pay for her to stay long, because this was like an expensive place. Me and her got talking. Turns out she had done a Ouija board, and she had talked to Zozo.
Zozo's
okay.
a major spirit that a lot of people believe in, and we may go over that in the near future.
And
Zozo's a major one.
Yeah, she believed that Zozo had attached itself to her and was fucking with her and ruining her life, right? I talked with the nurse that I got on with that was like watching over us that night, and said that I'm going to do something to try and help her, all right? It was like, when it's like she believes that she's like fucking possessed by a demon and shit. And it's like, what? And it's like, so I'm gonna do something and like make her believe that it's gone, because it's gonna help.
Totally.
And so I got her to go outside, did something with some salt and an apple. Was like, okay, here you go, it's done. Cause and like she felt better. The placebo effect made her feel better. It made her feel less scared.
Yeah.
And like it helped.
Yeah.
So sometimes that sort of shit is okay, that is good, but I don't know. There are people that fuck with that sort of thing, make you believe that there's something wrong with you to charge you, and none of it's real.
Right.
Like, it's not. That's not how any of it is. But in that moment, it helped her. Like, those people, they were really fucking scared. They thought their house was haunted. They thought something bad was going on. Just doing that little thing really helped. But
exactly.
Yeah, the brain does some fascinating things. And it's all like, it's because there are little things implying it everywhere. And your brain goes to the worst case scenario instead of actually looking for legitimate issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what is it? A lot of it's psychosomatic.
Yeah.
I think that's the right word.
Yeah, that is. I think that is the right word. Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do right before we get into this is we have to do this. So come on, B. No, keep going. There we go. Why did it go? Okay. We are going because we have the lovely Glober mom here, and she does so much wonderful things for the MC Tunes. We're gonna go over what the Flat Earther said when MC Tune tried to go on their channel.
Oh,
we have to do this. I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit.
Oh yeah, I did show that. I showed that one on What the Hell Karen last week. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I recently covered a video by Karen B on the most comprehensive explanation for flat Earth sunsets. And while doing a live stream, I noticed that she was hosting a call-in show with Mark Sargent. So I thought, well, hey, I would like to ask her if she...
So really quick, everybody go to MC Tune's channel, and if Mama, you would post that to go to him, obviously. Everybody go there, and Karen B is a fucking coont, and that's why we're going over this right quick. And
she's been around for a while too.
She's been around for a hot minute. Yeah. And I did not know that Mark Sargent and her were doing like an
I did not know either until he did that one stream sniping show.
Yeah, me too. So we may go over there and go show her a little bit of love in the near future where we may stream snipe them, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But we have to go over this before we go over into the other stuff, because y'all are here to watch us go over fucking stupid, crazy shit. And we will get back to the insanity soon, but we need to go over.
We would redo the experiment that she did in her video. And since Karen and we have kind of a good rapport, I've spoken with her.
I thought they did.
In the past, and it's been good. So I thought that we could have a pretty quick conversation.
Yeah, I think she's a Poe.
She had a different response.
She is definitely a Poe.
Straight for him. Anyway, we don't get a lot of calls from UK.
But the way she reacted
pretty late, and I think
is why we were going over this.
5 a.m. in London. Wow. So text. Let's pick them up. See what happens.
And what's even funnier about this, before I go get another beer right quick, and we'll stop if we need to be, Mark Sargent's dumb ass does not realize how you can fucking set up a phone number from a different place while doing Zoom calls or whatever the fuck. He is so dumb. He does not realize you can like make you look like you're from things in different places in different things. What? You people don't fucking understand the way that technology works? How do you think you know which fucking the way the fucking earth is if you can't figure this out? It takes you 5 seconds to figure out how to change your fucking phone number in this, and he doesn't even know that. Watch how Mark Sargent responds, and look at his face the whole motherfucking time while he's trying to figure this shit out.
I'm unmuted.
Up so late or so early? Are you opening a bakery out there? What's happening?
Oh no, it's just my Skype number.
Oh
I'm in Minnesota.
Bot in the chat.
UK Skype number.
Thank you for getting that.
I don't know. I just wanted a number in the UK.
And that's what he says. Oh, it's easy to Skype a fucking phone number. Duh.
It costs the same.
You got to pick your country where your Skype is from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that shit
could do
too. My Skype.
All right, we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
You've never called in before, though, obviously.
No, I've never. Nope.
All right, so what's happening?
But we met briefly, very briefly before, in 2019, in Dallas. We just passed in the hallway at the convention.
Oh, cool. That's great. Wonderful.
Yeah, I was there.
So what took you so long to call?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know if I'd get a warm welcome here or not.
Uh-oh. Why? Why wouldn't you get a warm welcome?
Because you know me as MC Toon.
I know this name.
Okay,
Karen
hold
knows.
on.
Hi, Karen.
what I want to do really quick
is
I'm gonna
such a troll sometimes.
Oh, I'm going to
He's such a
post
troll
BM
sometimes.
Furball's interview with Mark Sargent in the chat if you all have not seen it.
No, anything anybody wants to post in any things of the stuffs and things, please do. But what I want to do is I want to I'm going to track it back about 30 seconds, and I want everybody to look at fucking Cunt Whistle's face the whole time that this is happening, because she realizes who he is. Already, she already knows.
Oh,
yeah,
she
she's
knows.
just waiting. Yeah, no, totally. So I'm gonna backtrack it like 30 seconds just to watch her face. Everybody watch both of their faces. Watch both of their faces, because Mark Sargent has. No, he's not trolling them, but she freaks the fuck out.
Them or whatever. He loves messing with them.
Well, he's trying to honestly go on there to ask her about the newest videos about the Horizon.
Yeah, but him not saying his real name until a little later there, for example.
Sure. But anyways, let's just go back a tiny bit just to watch this, because it's fucking hilarious. Watch her fucking face.
That's great. Wonderful.
Yeah, I was yeah, I mean, we just passed in the hallway at the convention.
Look at her face this whole time.
Oh, cool. That's great. Wonderful.
Yeah, I was there.
So what took you so long to call?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know if I'd get a warm welcome here or not.
Uh-oh. Why? Why wouldn't you get a warm welcome?
Because you know me as MC Toon.
Okay, that's not it.
And see how her face didn't change at all.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Hi. All right. So I'm not trying to troll. Okay.
Bye.
And I can't.
Yeah, that's the guy who was.
Is that the guy that was in chat?
Yeah, they wanted. He's been begging to come on the show, and so he sent all his goons. He ruined my live chat. I'm not happy. You don't want to talk to that guy.
Yeah, like
no,
her
I wasn't
live.
going to talk to
Yeah,
him, but
sure.
Sorry.
I'm more curious how he got a UK Skype number.
Well, trolls do stuff like that.
That's so weird.
No, people who know how to use the fucking interwebs, they know how to do that shit. It's easy. You fucking figure it out without a couple clicks. You just have to do a little bit of research on like technology, and you fucking know how to do that. You dumb cunt. Both of you don't know how to fucking look up how technology works, and so you both don't understand how that works. You fucking idiots.
Was this guy? This was one of the people, if I'm not mistaken, that attended the Dallas conference and was trying to interview people in the lobby. Maybe
No.
He
was next to what's his name? I think it was Brainy Beaver or something, that was trying to be more aggressive on doing an interview. MC Toon actually sat around and just listened to y'all talk.
Groups at Dallas. They were hanging out. Whatever. I'm sorry.
Team Skeptic. Brainy Beaver isn't very aggressive. Maybe for Team Skeptic.
It may have been when Team Skeptic went up to Nathan Thompson and began trying to interview him. That may have been in that. I don't remember because it's been so long ago. Mm-hmm. But did you see how Karen got so mad? And her fucking name is really Karen. Anyways, what was the next thing involved? Let me look it up right quick. Halloween is wicked. Let's go with that right quick. This is a pastor that is trying to let us know how Halloween is wicked. So we're just going to get into like the beginning of this, because we don't need to get further into it, because like it is a bunch of bullcrap, obviously. Cheese and rice. This is so funny. Okay, so let me get to like the beginning of him actually getting into it. Yeah. Bam, bam.
Wait, we're watching porn now? I'm getting into it?
Exactly.
Oh
so
my god! Now that is pretty Smart comment for just waking up.
So this is an evangelical who is trying to tell us that Halloween is wicked.
Sing nice and loud, all right? Encamped along the hills of light, ye Christian soldiers rise.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God.
That's worse than my singing, and my singing's pretty fucking bad, I've got to say. So, yikes.
Yeah.
The song is going to be...
Exactly. I'm sorry.
Psalm
No,
12.
never mind.
It's going to
But
be in your white
here's
handout.
this mug doing this.
Psalm 12. You should have one right in front of you. If not, you could always take out your King James Bible.
And he said the King James Bible is what he's going off of. That is not very
Number
good.
12. Sing it all together on the first. Wicked walk on every...
We're going to get past singing.
Come to hang out as long as you want. Oh, probably hang out.
I wanted to
about
show the
9 or
singing just
10.
a
We may
little
even
bit
play
to
bust
show
out some
that
board
like
games
what
and
he
stuff
was
like that,
doing with that and how
It'll be a fun
horrible it
time.
was.
You'll be glad you come.
But
and then November 10th through the 12th is the Matamora Soul Winning Trip. That's also hosted by Steadfast. We have our prayer list.
And then he sings some more.
The fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, and have
But
no fellowship.
what does this
with
have to do with
unspeakable
being
works of
wicked
darkness,
for
but
Halloween?
rather reprove them. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever.
Okay, so we're gonna go
Of
further.
the winter period, the date on.
So they're just reading verses.
Already
Okay.
planned it with my friends. Now you kind of have to do.
Yeah, and they're trying to pull verses out that are trying to make Halloween look satanic or wicked in some way, shape, or form. It isn't until now that we get closer to that. I just wanted to show the idiocracy of the stuff until we get till now. But he's getting closer to it. But again, they never really go over it because there's nothing in the Bible that actually says that Halloween is satanic. Because they don't talk
They
about
didn't have Halloween back in the day of the Bible.
Yeah, no, this was not
This was written.
Exactly, similarly. So now they're just pulling stuff out of their arses to try to like make something out of nothing. And that's
It's a way to control people is all it is.
Yeah.
Control
totally,
your thoughts,
totally.
what you do,
Oh,
everything you do.
Yeah.
Yep. Excuse me.
But I'd rather it be like Daniel, where he had purposed in his heart that he's not going to partake in the king's meat, the
Purposed
sacrifices
in his
on the
heart?
idol.
What's a
Daniel
purpose?
purposed in his heart ahead of time. He's saying, hey, whatever happens, I've already purposed it. I've already said I'm not going to partake in that.
You did not
and
say
that's what helped
real
Daniel
words.
get through that.
You did not say
and,
real words.
Withheld himself from sinning against God. And as Christians, we shouldn't celebrate an evil satanic holiday as Halloween, and I want to explain that tonight. Now, what is Halloween? I mean, if you look it up, there's tons of stuff out there about the origins and what it represents. Here's one thing. If you just look up Halloween, this came up on Wikipedia, the Britannica. This is something as far as the origins of Halloween, where it came from. Now, frankly, I don't really care about the history because even if Halloween started off as a good, righteous holiday, what it is now has nothing to do with God. So, and it's not like Halloween came from a righteous beginning anyway.
Now it has to do with
So
please stop.
getting candy. It has to do
Hold
with
on.
candy, not God.
Yeah, and like, if that is his point, then why the fuck is he still celebrating Christmas?
Right.
Yeah, that has lost
Because
all
it's-
meaning.
They celebrate Santa Claus.
Christmas is literally a pagan holiday.
Right.
It comes from Yule,
Yes.
i.e. the winter solstice, the midwinter festival, where it is the longest night and the shortest day.
Right.
You would celebrate the fact that you've reached the middle of winter. Every day from now on, it's going to get a bit warmer. The day is going to get a bit longer. The light is coming back. If you've made it to the midpoint and your food stores were still good, you knew you weren't going to starve to death in winter. You knew you weren't going to freeze to death because all the wood was gone. you knew you would make it, and that is why there was a food celebration too, because you were like, yay, we can splurge a little, we can have a little bit more food, yay,
right, we can have a little feast or something to celebrate.
That's it. It's celebrating that, like, the world is starting to wake back up.
Yes.
The death cycle is over and life is beginning again. That's all. No demonic, scary shit or anything. Just like Winter Samhain, it's quite literally the last festival of the last harvest, right? Winter's starting at that point. Winter's meant to start after Halloween, right?
Yeah, but also like
that's cool. It's not scary, and all it is again, we acknowledge that like the death cycle is well underway, and you celebrate the dead. You celebrate your ancestors that have died.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. So really quick.
It was respectful. Nothing evil.
Yeah, no, totally. Brainless, go ahead and say whatever you're wanting to, and then we'll get further into this idiocracy, which is nonsense and word salad and all that fun stuff.
I blanked.
No worries. So what I want to do really quick is I want to do.
You're stupid. Yeah.
For this gentleman, but for this gentleman who's talking, like literally, like what he's saying is, and or the other thing about this is.
Sit down now. Kane, what'd I say? Get down.
Yep. Worded salad, exactly.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
here
I was gonna say like Vila said like, oh yeah, but it's pagan, not satanic. Like, to Christians that. To most Christians, the fundamentalists, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, no, they don't understand the concept.
They don't understand
it.
They think Islam is satanic. They think that any other religion is satanic. That isn't not what they.
It is quite literally, right? Christmas, pagan. Easter, pagan.
Yep.
Halloween, pagan. Let's see.
Easter's pagan too, right?
Yeah.
Everything technically
all
is
of it
pagan
is like
because it all comes around.
Candlemas.
Yeah.
Candlemas 8th weekend, pagan, falls around the same sort of thing. Like I believe it's in bulk. And it's the same sort of thing, celebrating like.
Yeah, but they put their celebrations in times when pagans were already celebrating to push out those celebrations.
Yeah, they tried to incorporate it, and again, the first version of Christianity was Christio-pagan, where there was the pagan converts doing Christian worship with paganism sprinkled in. So the original forms of Christianity was actually Christio-paganism. So there was spell work, there was these pagan rites being done, but for the Christian gods. So
bot's back, guys. Have at the bot.
Kill the bot. Kill the bot.
You still did this for your harvest and for your animals to do whatever for the best yield they were going to get for that time of the year. Anyways, let's keep blowing on because this guy's got pure words that he goes by. And
here's a new one I didn't even think about. Harry Warp says Jack Chick claimed Islam was created by the Catholics.
Gosh darn it.
I've never heard that one before.
Sure.
Wow.
That's how that works for sure. Anyways, let's keep blowing on.
But this is what it says if you look it up. It says Halloween had its origins in the festival of Samhain among the Celts of ancient Britain and Ireland.
And that was just like old times. That's ancient times. That's how that works, honey.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think you're going to get out of this, but that's just what ancient times were like.
And if you're gonna talk about it, it's Sam Hain, you fucking prick.
Yeah, you fucking twat.
It's Samhain or Samhain.
Yeah. And it
depending on what form of Gaelic, because Samhain is Irish Gaelic, but then there's also Welsh and Scottish Gaelic as well.
Yeah.
There
So
was likely an English Gaelic, but it is completely lost.
Anyways, can we all just like make a laugh at how he like his background is him standing in the middle of the water?
Yeah, he's walking on water.
Like he's Jesus fucking Christ.
It's so fucking horrible. The
he
symbology.
can't be because that's me.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like Christians. Celts? Okay, we're off to a bad start already. On the day corresponding to November 1st on contemporary calendars.
What, Micro?
Did you say that you're Jesus?
No, no, the Messiah, not Jesus. I'm brainless, the Messiah.
You're not the Messiah. You're a very naughty boy.
You're a very naughty boy.
Sorry, a very naughty boy.
I thought Jesus was the gentleman who brought all the cheese dishes to the party for the orgy.
But about what he just said, like how fucking racist.
No,
oh yes, they're German. Oh, that's a good start. Like
sure, of course. Let's start with
called all Gaelics like basically demons. Demon worshippers.
Well, if you don't go against, if you're not for the Christian God, you're a satanic. You know, that's how that works.
And then look at how he puts it: evangelical, blah blah blah, pure words, Baptist church. He is being so segregated out of all of that to put those words together that it's redonkulous.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going over this. So we're just going to go over a couple more minutes of this while we laugh, and then we'll get further on to the other subjects.
The new year was believed to begin. So I guess that's when they celebrated the new year.
So I guess is what he said, because he doesn't know how to read the Bible and translate it.
First would be the eve to November 1st.
Cheese and rice.
It continues. That date was considered the beginning of the winter period, the date on which the herds were returned from pasture and land tenures were renewed.
He doesn't know what any of these words mean that he's talking about, and this is when you're talking about farming and herding, when you know what these words mean because you are a farmer or you work on a land that you are herding different types of animals throughout different times of the year, just like what Brainless does when he is. Never mind, we'll talk about that later.
During the Samhain festival, the souls of those who had died were believed to return to visit their homes, and those who had died during the year were believed to journey to the other world.
Yes. Every culture in the world at one point in time that is ancient believes they could talk to the spirits of the dead.
Right.
Fuck you, bitch, for not fucking understanding the concept of that. Is it right or does that actually work? I don't know.
Like believing that for that day your dead ancestors can visit you. Like that you can communicate with them.
Right.
You pay reverence to them. What do you think they're going to do when they come over? Like, it's a way to be with those that you've loved and lost. Because we're talking about, again, a time where people died. There were short lifespans.
Yes.
Right.
You may literally witness 3 generations of people die in your lifetime. Like, because you have kids young, you die young.
So
wars.
See, what gets me about people like this guy is they poo-poo what pagans believed, but then they believed, oh, you can when you die and you go to heaven and be with your family.
And they watch over you and they look down on you from heaven and you can communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many cultures.
The hypocrisy is just amazing.
Yeah, they're really quick. There's so many cultures around the world that they won't even bury their dead for like 10 years, right? They will like redress them. They'll put them in above ground coffins. Every couple years, they'll take them out and redress them. They'll give them food. There's all kinds of stuff that happens around the fucking world that people do in repentance for their loved ones, right? Just because your idea of this seems to be the way that you think that your repentance or showing gratitude toward your elders that have died is right. That is completely wrong. We've been doing so many different rituals for the dead for a million years, right? I mean, sure.
Like his idea of death ritual.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously modern, right?
That's what I was getting at.
It's not normal. It's what? For us to have such a arm's length approach to death. Normally, before the big boom of the funeral industry, you would be the one to wash the body.
Yes.
Yes.
You would be the one to look after the body. You would be involved.
You would redress them. You would put them in the casket.
Yeah, you'd watch over them. Yeah.
We did everything to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Them to do it. Take them away. You do it. How disrespectful.
And then bury them and
I find it very like that person you've loved all your life, been like they've been close to you.
Yeah.
In your last moment to pay them reverence, you're going to be like, "Now, fuck off, arm's length, go away." Like, it just feels a bit weird to me.
So
that's fine. Everyone handles death of their loved ones in their own way, and sometimes the person died that you're responsible for, you don't fucking love, they're a piece of shit, and by all means, throw them out. That's your problem.
Sure.
The way he's acting like it's wrong that these people actually had a hands-on relationship with their loved ones.
I know.
Wasn't so like death is normal. Death is part of life. It's never been bad to be okay with death.
Okay, hold on. So go ahead, Micro.
Let them have their ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't hurt anybody.
Exactly. And so we're just gonna go like a minute more into this idiot's version of what he thinks the world should be, because he grew a beard and he's got like a nice haircut that he paid at Supercuts to have, and he probably beats his wife, and he probably has 3 children that he makes work constantly to keep up their worth in the community. But let's just watch a little bit more and we'll go on to the next subject.
How does this resemble anything like Christianity right here? We're just getting started, my friends. It's like, this already sounds super weird. They're celebrating their new year and people believe like that's when dead people start coming in from this other world and start visiting them. It's like, it already sounds weird already, but it continues.
Jesus rose from the grave, you bellend.
And besides that, every other culture around the world has a resurrection a ceremony for these things since the beginning of time. So and this is not a new.
About the day New Year's celebrated is petty.
Yeah.
Like the calendar never used to be the way it was now. Before, it's changed quite a few times, I'm sure. I know, like the
we've gone through 4 different versions of it.
Calendar. Then there was the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah.
It's changed. Then daylight savings was different, and the fact that we celebrate the New Year's on December 31st, January 1st is arbitrary.
Okay.
We could literally say the New Year is June 30th.
Sure.
Just say that. It's an arbitrary day because why is December, January suddenly it?
Well,
there's no actual reason it has to be. It could be.
Well, I thought it was the ebb and flow of the tilt of the Earth towards the sun, and we had the longest day and the shortest day, and we tried to do the in between or something like that. So I thought it was like kind of done by mathematics, but again, it could be 3 to 4 days off. But I thought the reason why we had this like January the 1st was because of the ebb and flow of the planet, longest, right?
It's like December 21st is the longest day, longest night, shortest day.
Okay. So I thought there was an ebb and flow why we made the calendar a certain way, but again, I don't fucking know. And if it is off, anyways, let's just get.
Harry Watt says the Byzantine Empire New Year is the 1st of September.
Okay.
And the Byzantine Church still run their calendars from the 1st of September to the 31st of August. Yeah.
Okay.
It is kind of arbitrary. So why make a gripe about it? Like, there are some pagans that say, yes, October 31st is New Year's. And there are other pagans that say, actually, it's the 21st, 22nd of December, where it's the midwinter solstice, the halfway point, like the longest night, shortest day. So
and the Chinese
it's a petty thing to just show that, like, anything that isn't how the world is now, right this second, to him is weird. And it shows that he doesn't understand anything about history.
Yeah, but just remember, folks, that the government controls all of that, and that's why we believe in what we believe. Never mind. So let's get to what we're going to go over last before we get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
And thank you all for the thumbs ups and all that fun stuff, because we have gone pretty freaking long for just.
Don't we always?
Yes. No, definitely.
Sometimes no, but most of the time, yes.
Things that, like, I really know far too much about.
Yeah, no, of course. And that's why we love having all of you guests on. But I am going to play this, and then I'm step away for just a second and come right back, and then we'll get to more of this. So this is the top 10 Colorado scariest urban legends, and that's where I live, is Colorado. So we're gonna get straight.
Starting off this countdown at number 10, the Stanley Hotel.
And I'm one of
The
them.
most famous haunts of Colorado is the Stanley Hotel. The Stanley, which served as the basis for Stephen
And
King's The Shining, is more than
I
a
was
century
born in
old
Estes
and
Park,
countless
where
ghost
this
sightings
is
and
actually
unexplained
at.
events. Multiple witnesses have seen a face peering out of the window of room 407 when it was unoccupied. One witness staying in the room reported that a light kept turning off and on. Allegedly, the guests acknowledged the ghost, assured him that they'd only be staying 2 days, and asked him to keep the light on. The spirit left the light alone after that, but proceeded to spend the rest of the night noisily playing around with the elevator just outside the door. Rooms 217, 401, and 418 have unusually high reports of paranormal activity. Cleaning crews tell of strange noises and seeing impressions on the bed when the rooms were empty. Guests in room 418 report that the sounds of children playing in the hall, but when those reports came in, there were no children checked into the hotel. Number 9, the Black Forest Haunting. In the early 1990s, Steve Lee moved his family into a log cabin home in the Black Forest region of northern Colorado. They rented it for a year before purchasing it, but once the land was theirs, things started getting weird. Initially, lights and electronic devices kept turning off and on, and eerie noises sometimes filled the air. This was followed by a strange odor that wafted through the cabin that burned the family's throats and eyes. Thinking these happenings were the work of pranksters, the Lee family installed motion detectors and cameras. However, the motion detectors would go off when nothing seemed to be happening on the cameras. Steve Lee added more cameras, capturing more unexplainable phenomenon like orbs, beams of light, and sometimes ghostly forms with faces. The Lees could no longer pretend the cameras were the problem, and they contacted the show Sightings to document what became one of the most famous hauntings in America. The Sightings crew experienced and captured quite a bit of phenomena themselves. Cameras were knocked off tripods. One of their producers experienced an attempted possession, and a medium working with them determined there were multiple spirits in the house and a rift in space and time.
That's what your
Number
mom
8,
said. I mean,
European lore is rich in tales of vampires, yet one of those creatures may have found themselves in a small town in Colorado. Theodore Glava was a Transylvanian immigrant who moved to Colorado and became a coal miner. Legend says the man was tall and pale with a dark coat
and that actually says that on the tombstone, or that brick.
And was buried in the local cemetery, where some say they have seen his figure lurking at night.
I've
some
seen
say
that.
The tree guarding Glava's grave.
Yeah, I've
grew
seen
from a
that.
stake that was hammered into his heart post-mortem. Number 7, Butch Cassidy's Lost Gold. Butch Cassidy was one of the most infamous outlaws in Wild West history, and his life allegedly ended in a shootout in 1908. But it said he left behind mementos of his acclaimed career. According to the rumors, Cassidy reportedly stashed thousands of dollars worth of gold in a hideout in an unassuming Irish canyon. If this is true, the gold may still be there to this day. Should you ever visit the Irish Canyon, keep a careful eye out and you may be the one to discover Cassidy's hidden treasure. Number 6, Route 666. The infamous Route 666, nicknamed the Devil's Highway, runs through Colorado. It was renumbered as Route 491 in 2003 in hopes of dispelling the fear surrounding the demonic numbers. However, changing the numbers didn't take away the unexplainable phenomena that occurred and is still occurring on this cursed road. When it was
But it's not in the Colorados that we have the most deaths. It's in other states for 666. But let's keep blowing up.
still known as Route 666, this stretch of
Yeah.
highway had an unusually high accident rate. People driving along the Devil's Highway have reported creepy incidences, such as a black phantom
And I've
sedan
seen
that
weird
follows
things
dangerous
on the
vehicles
highway,
at high
but
speed. Many
I
have
think
pulled
they're
over
just
only to
regular
realize that there's no car
phenomenons.
behind them. There are also tales of a pack of hellhounds that terrorize innocent
You
travelers.
would
The beast
be
somehow managed to
looking
keep
more
up with the
for it
vehicle
if
regardless
you
of how
know you're driving on that road. If you know driving on that road, you would pay more attention to weird stuff. You would be more likely to notice it because you're thinking
Yeah,
about it.
exactly. Yeah. When you see weird lights and you see stuff, totally your brain is going to go towards, oh my God, something weird is happening. And yeah. So, yeah, for sure.
fast or recklessly the driver maneuvers the car. Many believe these hellhounds are responsible for shredding tires and causing terrible wrecks. Some of you
And what they're seeing is people are just probably seeing like deer's eyes in the night or other animals' eyes glowing in the night around them while they're driving by. And that's what they're assuming is these hellhounds, which are just regular animals.
Or if they are seeing like some type of dog looking creature, it could quite possibly be a coyote, which is usually common in wooded area.
Or it could be a dog. Oh my God, it could be.
Yeah. Or it could just be wild dogs.
Yeah, there's a handful of reasons why most of these things happen when you're on Route 66. But again, definitely micro. Thank you for bringing this up. Your brain is going to make you think things are happening when you see them because you think you're on a cursed land or a cursed place. Just like when you go to see a haunted house on a tour and things happen, you're gonna assume that it is haunted from that because of the experience you get.
And also there's also pareidolia, which is where your brain makes up, sees things that aren't really there.
Yeah, totally. Exactly.
of jumping
My
into the
brain is
windows
very
and falling.
open to
Halfway number 5, the
suggestions.
Riverdale Road. Riverdale Road runs through Thornton and is lined with creepy cottonwood trees, where you can allegedly see hanging bodies by the light of the full moon. A Camaro with no driver can also be spotted winding down the stretch of road. Riverdale Road also has its own Lady in White legend. Reportedly, visitors have seen this strange woman in their rearview mirror. Locals believe that she is a ghost who is looking for the spirits of her deceased children. Number 4, the Gates of Hell. According to local legend, the gates.
King, stop it. Your son's being a pain in the ass.
The gates of hell is just what we call the back door to Slim's dungeon.
Right. You're muted,
Micro.
Slim.
You weren't supposed
You're
to
muted.
tell people about that. That's for VIPs only.
Yeah, if you were not invited to the front door, you have to go through the back door, and that's way more torture that you have to go through.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this next one, I've actually been to this place.
Windows and mauling people. Halfway number 5, the Riverdale Road. Riverdale Road runs through Thornton and is lined with creepy cottonwood trees, where you can allegedly see hanging bodies by the light of the full moon. A Camaro with no driver can.
Yeah, so there's supposedly a place that you can see hanging bodies when you go through it in this section. I never saw that, and there was another body that's supposed to be hanging over the bridge or something. We never saw it, and we went under it. And at one point, we got really, really scared. But then we found out it was another group of teenagers that were there. They were shining their flashlights around.
Oh, we have a road here, and our place has it. And I grew up in a place that had what they call the Niles Canyon Ghost. But where I live here, we have a road here where supposedly a woman walks along it, and of course there's this whole story. And I've seen videos of people driving up and down it, and one of them they actually catch somebody walking. And they're all like, "Oh yeah, I gotta get a picture." Oh, as soon as they go near the thing, the camera goes down and shakes around a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was a staged thing.
Yeah.
Because they're so gung ho about capturing this on recording, and then the camera goes down into the car, so you can't see it. when you get close up. So
Here
yeah.
we have a place called Gudelberg Cemetery.
Mm.
And the lore there is that there was a doctor who was raping young women, and if they got pregnant, he would abort the babies and bury them under this one tree.
Okay.
And when he got caught, that was the tree that he was hung from.
Ah, okay.
And so it says that he's still there. And if you're there after a certain time of night, you could still hear, you know, the cries of the women and the babies.
Right. Of course. Mm-hmm.
But just think,
we have another place called Big Man Road.
but think of the
Genuinely thought
coincidence.
you were about to say Queen, and if you're there late enough at night, he will try to rape you too. Woo.
Yeah. I'm
Ooh.
sure that's, somebody said
No.
that.
But of course, he killed the babies there, and then all of a sudden he was hung from there for some reason. Like,
Yeah,
why
I
did
know
that?
that sounds
So-
very
Well, they
strange.
say that the town hung him from there because of what he did.
Yeah, of course, but
Well, of
that's very very urban legendy as
Mhm.
fuck.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
very
I
urban
can
legendy.
imagine that happening because, like, vigilante
Sure,
justice and shit.
sure.
But
Yeah,
the ghost
yeah.
part, yeah.
But just the correlation is a little sus as well.
Mhm.
But sure, I'm not gonna denounce that didn't happen.
Not that it didn't
but-
happen, but yeah,
but
it just does sound
it's a
very
story.
suspicious.
That's a wonderful story to tell a fucking 12-year-old or
Isn't
16-year-old.
it? Isn't it? In other words,
Yeah.
don't get pregnant. This will happen to you too.
Yeah, exactly. Similarly, right?
It's
And
never
the only thing that
good
happens
to-
if you go to that cemetery after dark is you get arrested.
Right.
I learned that the hard way.
That's not very kinky.
It's never the ghost of someone who died peacefully in their sleep at the age of 96 and just, well,
Yeah,
they
of
had a
course.
happy
No,
life,
it's
I
always
guess.
it's
Yep.
always
Yeah, always
a horrible
enjoyable.
death or something. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
Number
they
four, the
say
gates
that
of hell.
spirits or ghosts are spirits
Trying
with
to-
unfinished business. If you
Mhm.
die
Yeah.
peacefully in your sleep, you don't have unfinished business.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Is
anyways,
that
let's
what
blow
Super
on.
Ghost
It's a local legend.
That's
Is
why
that what
ghosts
Super Ghost
supposed.
is?
Yes, and that's yeah. He's still trying to figure out his whatever. We'll talk about it later.
The gates of hell lies near Riverdale Road in Thornton. Rumor has it that the stretch of road leads to rusted iron gates that open to a place of satanic worship and human sacrifices. Behind these gates also rest the charred ruins of an old.
Oh my god! It is like barely a gate that goes around a little itty
Well, I
bitty plot
bet
of
you. Yeah,
land.
I bet you. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've been
That's
there
what
a
it is.
gazillion times in midnight, whatever, and it's literally like a 12-foot square plot of land with like 20 stones from really
God.
old, but it barely has a little thing around it. And like, no, honey, there's not. It's
Well,
not.
how
the gates of
exciting
hell,
is that?
honey.
You got to make up this big old backstory for it.
No, they
you
totally
know?
had to. But I've been there a gazillion times, like doing photo shoots and stuff. I have photos of me doing your photos there. No, it is not the gates of hell. Let me tell you.
Mansion that leads directly to hell, people say. The mansion
No,
was built by
no.
David Woolman
No.
during the Gold Rush. Over the years, the structure was used as a brothel, cowboy saloon, and a hippie commune before it was burned down in 1975. It's said that a man living in the mansion took his family's lives before setting the home on fire. This dark story has led people to believe that the grounds of the mansion are portals to the underworld. Number 3,
Oh
the
my
Hotel
God.
Colorado. The guests at the Hotel
No.
Colorado are often awoken
I
at
have
night
a-
by strange sounds.
I
and
have a
flickering light.
theory. I have
Okay.
a theory. All these
Sure.
ghost sightings are just slim. All the ghost sightings in Colorado are just slim doing kinky stuff.
Yes, that's right. He's traveling around doing all this in the middle of the night. Mhm.
Yeah. Every night I just travel Colorado, like the whole.
You go from place to place, and you just
Yeah,
just-
and
yeah.
I just rattle chains, and I
Yep,
just like
yep.
poke people in the butt, and I
Yep.
just do. Yeah, it's all of me the whole time. Totally.
They had what was it? I have a TikTok I'll be showing on Tuesday of people that were staying in 217 in the Estes Hotel. There were people, and they were looking through the peephole. People were coming into the hallway and getting pictures in front of the door. And this person was making scratching noises on the door while they were doing that, looking through the peephole to freak
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah, once again, maybe I shouldn't say once again,
And that person was slim.
but But there are hotels that are supposedly haunted and certain numbers that do certain things.
Right.
And yes, they will prime people to think that something's happening. They may have bad plumbing in that hotel. They may have this, they may have that. And what happens is you hear certain noises. If somebody comes, just like what we do for other things, where you prime somebody. Somebody comes in. If you're a magician, if you're a fortune teller, if you're a sideshow artist, when people come in front of you, you begin doing something to get them to think that what you want, right? What was that noise? Oh, that's the ghost of Johnny B. Joe. And he was here, you know.
Guys, I'm off to bed.
Okay,
yeah,
Brainless.
Of course, Brainless. Of course,
Good night, sleep.
I'm falling asleep, so
yeah. Get to sleep.
Night.
Night, motherfuckers.
Just think of
Good
me
night.
while you sleep.
Yes.
Anyways, so you prime people, and that's a major thing you do when you do events or shows or whatever. So let's keep blowing on.
Good night, Minecraft.
Bye, Minecraft.
Micro.
Anyways, let's keep blowing on it because we get the concept of preying somebody, right? We understand the concept of that.
Some are plagued by sightings of a little girl wearing a Victorian era dress, while others recount how their personal items were moved around or missing. Both bell tower suites are reportedly haunted, and the elevator seems to have a mind of its own at times. Stories tell of a female presence that has a habit of watching male guests as they sleep. The screams of a woman can also often be heard throughout the hotel, believed to belong to a deceased chambermaid. According to the lore, she was involved in a love triangle which ended with one of her lovers taking her life in one of the guest rooms. And her former room has been turned into a storage space because the paranormal activity within the room was said to be too intense to remain open to the public. Number 2, the Ridge Home Asylum. Every state has an abandoned asylum story, and this is Colorado's. Ridge Home admitted its first patient in 1912, and from there began a history full of claims.
We were trying to say
Many of the
night
home's
to you,
residences
Micro.
were admitted despite still being mentally capable, but over time their mental states declined.
Yes,
due
we
to
love you too.
confinement. Rumors that patients were unnecessarily medicated arose, and over time parts of the building closed due to unsafe living conditions. Finally, in 1992, the doors of Ridge Home Asylum closed for good, but that doesn't change the fact that the legend that some patients were mistreated there and passed away still remains to haunt people who try to explore the abandoned building. Now coming in at number 1, Hatch.
So what they just said a second ago is they condemn parts of the place.
Right.
They started putting storage stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
She said there were certain parts that were so haunted that they made them into storage areas in the place. Wait,
right.
Weren't you already making storage areas in that place because you were starting to close it down?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
also,
because people...
Why? So it's so haunted that you can't use it. Yet you make it storage so people have to go in and use it.
Right. Exactly, Tamali. Like I said, that was the double standard there that I saw them trying to use.
You don't get that logic? I do.
yeah, exactly. Oh, we're gonna make it a storage area because we can't make it into something else because something for some reason. But all of a sudden, this started happening before, after this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was still a ballroom, no, it wouldn't be haunted. But we made it into a storage area, and now they want to haunt it. Oh, so now we got only storage stuff in it. What? That doesn't make any logic, right?
It's along the lines of these movies that I've seen where they put cameras all throughout this place that's supposedly haunted or whatever. So when the people go in, like a reality show or whatever, there's a movie I saw, it was like a reality thing in this haunted place. Cameras are in this haunted place. And then when people go in, strange stuff starts happening.
But it didn't happen.
But you have to be able to put up the cameras. Hello.
Yeah, of course. No. Yeah, no, it's redonkulous.
It's so crazy.
Literally, you could set up trap cameras, on trail cameras.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole building, which are sensor trippers.
Motion censored, right.
Yeah, well, and multiple things you can set them up to be. A UV, black light, ultraviolet, all this other things you can set them up to only trip why does your punk ass need to go in there and run around when you hear a noise?
Mhm.
No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. You would literally just set up fucking just the field cameras and watch the crap for 3 to 6 months. Fuck it. However long you need to set it up to see these things, you would do that. Am I saying there's not ghosts and there's not premonitions and there's not paranormal? Not 100%. Do I have proof of it? No. But you literally could do a handful of things to make these things just like seeing Sasquatch. Put up a fucking bunch of hunting cameras in the wilderness where you think that this thing is going to be and watch it.
Exactly.
Eventually, we'll figure it out. Do I want Sasquatch to be here? Fuck yeah. Do I want aliens to be here? Fuck yeah. Do I want ghosts to be here? Yeah. But do I have proof of them? I no. So I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna get to the last one of the Hatchet Lady of the Red Rocks, and then we will go from there.
Lady of Red Rocks. Red Rocks is a staple of Colorado and is a big deal for people who live there. But what if I told you it's home to some eerie and paranormal tales? Would you still want to see your favorite band play there?
So if you've never heard of Red Rocks, it's a huge venue in the middle of the Colorados, and it's like you can fit like 200,000? No, probably 100,000 people. I've been there multiple times.
Even when there's something lurking in the shadows watching your every move? Yeah, probably not. One of the more popular and well-known legends surrounding Red Rocks is that of the Hatchet Lady. She wasn't always known as the Hatchet Lady, though. In fact, many stories say that this woman, old Mrs. Johnson, would pull a coat over her head and carry around a hatchet in order to ward off her daughter's suitors. Apparently, she wasn't a fan of young love. She, of course, has tales that make her into a headless ghost that scare off couples who are getting a little too intimate in the shadows.
Wow.
Other myths believe that this Hatchet Lady was a homeless woman who lived in the area, like in a nearby cave in the 1950s, and instead of going after young lovers, she'd go after children. Any young kids who ended up a little too close for their liking would be executed, and she'd hide their bodies and severed limbs around the grounds. So word of advice, don't stray too far from the marked paths and stick together. And that was a top 10 Colorado scare urban legends. Thank you for watching this video. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments below, and we will see you next time.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Yeah.
We got done with that. Did we get to all of the subjects?
Yeah, we did actually.
Perfect. Awesome. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes. I don't know where Vila, you have a bunch of thingy-mabobbers coming up for the streams on your channel, so go over that right quick.
Tomorrow I'm going to do a gaming stream on my channel, 9:45 starting my time.
Okay.
PM or AM?
It'd be PM.
Okay. Whew,
So it'd be 2:45, 1:45 Slim's time.
I was gonna say that's way too early. I will not be up.
5:45 Eastern.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to be appearing on the TMI show.
Yes.
Okay.
Tomorrow, and we're doing a Halloween stream.
Yes.
Talking about, they were asking me to go on and talk about the history of Halloween and things like that. And
are they doing a wheel?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I knew you talking about that for sure. So yeah, we'll definitely see you tomorrow there.
Are they doing what, babe?
The TMI show on Delicious Danish's channel.
Yeah.
No, I heard all that. I didn't hear what Slim said.
Oh,
there's a wheel that we normally do there, and I wasn't sure if Brainless told me they had the wheel going, but I knew Vila was talking about the Halloween stuff. But I think there may be a wheel going on as well with different subjects that we normally do, and whenever we spin the wheel, whatever subject we get on, we talk about that. It may not be there this month, it may be next month that I'm thinking of. So anyways.
And next Wednesday, I'm doing my Wicked Wednesdays back again, reading spooky stories.
Sweet.
Awesome.
So, yay.
Yes, and Mama, what do you have coming up?
There's no premiere Thursday tomorrow because of my computer difficulties and because Ned is doing some renovations in his home.
Yes.
We decided to cancel tomorrow, but he is going to do a premiere of an older video, I guess, on Ivy Coon channel.
Okay.
So I put that link in the
Awesome.
in the almost a description in the side chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. Queen and I will have things coming up in the near future. After that, we have things to work on moving into and getting inside of, and things like that. So let everybody know about that in the near future.
Oh, really
and the
quick,
progression.
Go ahead and finish, but when you get done, I'll mention it.
Yeah.
The progression of us getting Queen moved into where she needs to.
Good.
And then me getting
Sorry, it just
to
started
the Queen.
a freak rainstorm just came out of nowhere here, so I had to go get the dog because he was freaking out.
Okay. We will all be doing all the thingy-mabobbers and stuff and things in the near future. Friday and Saturday, I will be doing shows in Loveland, but Sunday and Monday, I will be available. And I believe Monday, Widows is doing a Halloween show. So I think we're all going to be there on Monday to do that. Baby, is there anything else you wanted to say?
We'll be in the Discord after this.
Yeah, there's the Daryl's.
So please come join us for I'm sure a lot of people have seen it already, but I know some haven't. So please come join us for the verdict for the Waukesha County Christmas Parade Massacre and
the Daryl Brooks douche nozzle sovereign citizen.
Yep.
And even if you've seen it, come and let us laugh at him or just we're going to go over just the history of what he's done. And Queen and I, in the near future, we're going to do a stream about the trial.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to put something together about that. And before we get done, Ivy Coon brought up a subject about a certain organization about horrible people. And right as of now, we have Ivy Coon, Mango, and me that will be going over in Vila going over that subject in the near future. And so we will be talking about that, trying to get this organization brought charges or to get them just to be disbanded or to get them to go away. I know we probably won't because we're a nobodies, but the reason part of why we're here
if we put our video out there and then somebody else picks it up and then somebody bigger than them picks it up and then somebody bigger than them picks it up, it's
right.
Yeah, and let's hope. And that's why we do a lot of these things is to expose a handful of people that are messing with people.
Oh yeah. And it's better to do something than nothing.
Yeah, and so we're trying, honey. Oh my God. So thank you all very much, and we'll see you in the next stream. And everybody go to the Disma Chords and hang out with us if you would like. So thank you very much. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.